Alrighty. How's everybody doing in chat? How y'all doing? Hope everyone is well.
Yay!
Lost.
お兄ちゃん、
My boy,
peace,
my guy.
peace.
Welcome. It's Tom. What happened the other day that I wanted you to be there for? I mentioned you like 4 times. I forgot what it was, but I hope you're well. The neutral also kind of cool. Like, oh, don't worry. Like I told everybody, it's still here. I didn't get rid of it. It's still there. It's there. I just had to keep both. I just need a little variety in my life, you know? So I just wanted to add a little something, a little spice, a little flavor.
Yay!
But yeah.
お兄ちゃん、peace, peace.
Also, fictional weapons, kind of cheating, but the TARDIS from Doctor Who, as well as obviously Zanpakuto in general. Okay. I'm just waiting for Reaver to come back from tinkling, but we'll start. But Peak in Tokyo still.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. Okay. All right. With that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our top 30 coolest weapons in fiction. We neither of us limited ourselves to just anime and or manga, just so you guys know. So video games and other things will be included. I guess some films, movies, and all that stuff, pop culture in general. Griever, did you have any self-imposed rules you want to tell the people about and say hi to the chat?
Hi, chat. Well, pretty much my only rule was when I made my list, and Naya told me it wasn't just going to be anime and manga. I basically tried to limit myself to one per series if I could. There are a couple of sort of cheating with that stuff, but if it is a cheat, it's only limited to 2.
Peace,
so,
peace.
You pick one from Star Wars, one from Lord of the Rings, one from a video game, etc., etc. That was realistically my only real rule.
Okay, that's fair. Thank you, Scob, my boy, my guy. 24 months. Jeez, that's 2 years. He been here. He OG. Now specific to Junkyard Dog from Guilty Gear, gotta be out there. We'll just see. We'll see. I didn't think of everything. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff I forgot because by the time I wrote down every weapon that I could think of, really that I liked, I was about 50, and I cut it to 30 and plus the honorable mention. So my rules for the most part were pretty much just that. So I didn't really. It's hard to explain, but I didn't pick any like regular weapons. So like the example that I used when we were talking earlier is like Yoru, Mihawk's blade. For all I know, later on we learn it's a cursed blade with some ability. But as far as I know, it's a regular sword.
Yay!
It's just that he's hella strong,
Peace, peace.
and the sword looks cool, but it's a regular sword. I usually pick something that has like an ability, some supernatural effect, or it was a very unconventional weapon if it was like normal. So that's kind of the thing that I did for the most part. So like, I don't have this like, oh, in this anime, he named his sword Kuroyuki Hime or something, like it just, Black Snow Princess. But all I do is it's just a sword, but he named it that. I didn't use anything like that. So hopefully that's it. You should have given us that whole 50 picks. maybe another time. There's opportunity for that.
Actually, I do want to say something that you pointed out, Naya, is that same with me. I'm hoping because our third person wasn't able to make it, right?
Yeah, no, they're not coming.
Yeah. So I was actually sort of hoping for inspiration as we go through this list because all I did, because I wasn't sure when we were going to do this, I went through my Blu-ray collection, video game collection and stuff, and I just started thinking on all those and my mangas and stuff. But there's things we missed, both of us.
Absolutely, I'm sure there's 100 things I hate. There's a couple things from DC that I thought about really much like later too. I'm like, whatever. I'll just leave it at that. So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Without further ado, you can see on my screen. I know you see the golden gun. I know you see it.
It's on my list.
From GoldenEye. That's my honorable mention.
Actually, no, I was going to say mine's actually, I'm saying from the actual movies. I'm saying James Bond in general because that was one of the rules on mine is that I thought about the games and all the different gadgets we get in the games. And then I thought about, wait a minute, they got that inspiration from the movies where they had Q inventing all these ejector seats in cars and all this crazy shit. And I thought, what's the iconic weapon in James Bond? And of course, the golden gun.
Yeah, I'm not a James Bond buff. I haven't really seen too many movies. I think the ones that I've seen the most were probably the Daniel Craig ones. So I'm referencing the game personally. But
okay, that's fair.
One shot, one kill. But I respect that. Like you'll be able to add on to what I have here. So that's a good. But that's my honorable mention. It's a golden gun from GoldenEye. one of the few shooting games that I still play to this day with my boys. We'll boot up the 64 and run some GoldenEye. I'm a cheater. I pick odd job though. Pretty short.
You cheating prick.
All right, what's your honorable mention, sir?
Well, actually, since we just changed it from 20 to 30, I didn't really have one.
Okay.
I could really quickly. You know what? Screw it. This will be my 2 on the list, I guess, sort of
Mhm.
idea. So I'm gonna go against my own rule right out of the gate. Um, I'm gonna go with the chastity fold from Seven Deadly Sins.
Ah.
King's Spear. So the reason I've got that as an honorable mention is because I just put me on the spot. So I was looking at some of my other ones that I basically X'd off my list. But the reason I'm going to go with the chastity fold is its versatility. They could have limited this to 3 forms, and it still would have been cool. 2 forms, it still would have been fine as a weapon. But this weapon in Seven Deadly Sins just completely like increase and turning it into a random pillow and a puppet. Like it's got so much versatility, not just as a weapon, but as an item of usage and stuff, just in so many multiple forms. The sunflower idea, but everything that goes, it goes with the aesthetic of him being from the Fairy King's forest, being a fairy and all that stuff. It's just got so much versatility and in all its forms. And the fact that throughout the course of the series, we get 7 forms of this thing, more than enough for the end of a 300 chapter manga. But no, they don't just end there. They then give us 3 more forms on top of that he learns throughout the series, and a level up for them, a Super Saiyan version of all 10 forms.
Mhm.
Like, like, and the thing is, they never got old. They never thought like, oh, let me guess, Chastity is going to get form number 17 and it's going to do this, that, and it's a plot armor. No, it never felt like that. It's a versatile weapon. It's very unique. And some of its abilities, like, I hadn't really seen before in a lot of standard battle manga. So, yeah, that's my honorable mention. I really like that.
That's a good pick. I like that.
Yeah.
King's weapon was very, very versatile, so that's a good pick. I actually did think about some Seven Deadly Sins, Sacred Treasures, and stuff too. I didn't end up picking any, but I did think about them. Lost Child
Mm.
said Yondu's flute arrow from Guardian of the Galaxy is also gold. Yeah, I like that. I like Yondu's flute. That was cool.
Oh, I should have picked that.
I didn't, I
Shit,
didn't,
see, I knew it.
I, but that's why I like doing these, because like the chat will come up with things and I'm like, oh, I'm like, damn, I didn't even think about that, because like what you did and I did was similar. I'm looking at my books, I'm looking at posters in my room, like, like I need something to like
Yep,
trigger a memory so I can think of something. I'm going through my games, so I understand.
yep,
This weapon is cool as hell. Shot the 7 before before the thing being revealed about the guy with Mile thing. Have you at all read the
yeah.
sequel? Out of curiosity, I heard the sequel has been pretty
Uh,
good.
I I actually did catch up, just like you with JJK. I caught up recently,
Okay.
and I got my problems with the series, but actually, it's not considering where we left off, as you remember now. Considering where we left off, it's not as much of a fucking brain numbing travesty as I thought it was going to be.
Okay.
It's not
Uh,
bad. It's
I
not
might
bad.
come. I'll come around then. I'll come around.
Yeah.
All right.
There's problems. There's
Yeah.
problems, and
It's
I
not
want some
perfect.
fucking answers from Knockabout before we're done. But yeah.
And
Oh,
you
and
said,
really quick to mention
yeah,
on your golden gun pick.
yeah.
Well, that was the man with the golden gun, just from the movie version. And yes, of course, GoldenEye, best FPS. I'm not an FPS guy, but GoldenEye is just, when you're from the '90s, everybody played GoldenEye. It's just what you
Mhm.
did. So yes, I love the game, and I mean, played GoldenEye forever. So there's so many guns in that game that you could put on this list, not just the golden gun, right?
Mhm.
But it was the you shoot, and yes, there is that weird mode that if you get them right in the hand at full health with body armor, it won't kill them in one shot thing. But generally speaking,
It's
the
one
golden
shot, one
gun was
kill.
one
Yeah.
shot, one kill. It was
Dun,
straight up
dun,
that.
dun, 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 the blood comes down, fade to black,
Yes. Yeah.
respawning.
Yeah. So I always loved it. And of course, growing up on the James Bond movies, and stuff like that, The Man with the Golden Gun is not a great movie. I'm going to straight up say it. It's an okay movie, as far as James Bond campy movie goes. But the idea that Christopher Lee, of course, the great past Christopher Lee,
Rest in
played
peace to Count Dooku.
Scaramanga, the man with the golden gun, and all he wanted was he felt like he was this cowboy and he wanted to go up against the best, so he was up against James Bond and stuff like that, like my golden gun versus your Wolf, the PPK, and stuff. And I mean, it was a cool concept. The gun, of course, is not special in any way other than it's gold. I mean, in video games, of course, it's a one-shot kill weapon. But it was just the idea that he was that vain and that prideful that his gun was made out of pure gold and stuff. So, anyways, yeah. But I love that pick. It's on my list too.
They said, wait, Niagara Reaver, have you seen the Junkyard Dog before? That shit raw as fuck. I haven't seen it. I don't know what that is.
No, I haven't.
I need to start thinking about some goated guns now. Y'all keep talking about golden. I got some guns on my list. Let's keep it moving. So, very first pick that I picked was the Morningstar Vampire Killer Whip from Castlevania. The only thing that can defeat
why
and
don't
kill.
we both talk about it, because that's my number 30.
Oh shit! What?
That worked.
Perfect. Yeah,
I'm a huge. You go right ahead.
I'm a huge Castlevania guy. If you guys don't know that, like, I don't talk about it that often because not many people I know really played them like that. At best, Symphony of the Night, but I played them all. Even those 3D 64 games are like awful. Like, I've at least attempted them all, and some of the rebooted ones and everything. So I'm a pretty big Castlevania guy. Order of Ecclesia with Shinoa is one of my favorites. But Symphony of the Night, you can't go wrong on. Obviously, you guys know I play a lot of Metroidvania. But where do you think the Vania part comes from? Castlevania. So I have Simon Belmont here from the first game. Yeah, man, the Belmont clan.
This is the artwork from Super Castlevania, though, isn't it? The remake.
I think so, actually, because
yeah.
When I actually beat this game, like for the first time, it was on my SNES, my NES Mini. So I played it, but I'd beaten it on my Mini because I'd save states. So I cheated.
Yeah.
So yeah, nice. They said the singular shared brain cell is crazy. What do you mean? That's neuron activation. That's a big galaxy brain. What y'all know about the vampire killer, man?
Yeah, the vampire killer. And I would argue that have you played Lords of Shadow?
Yes.
I loved the concept of him slowly but surely building the weapon and making it sort of like what they did with Skyward Sword and stuff.
Yes, with the goddess sword. Yes.
Yeah, the idea, because I love Skyward Sword. A lot of people hated it. I don't know.
Yeah, why, it's easily my least popular Zelda opinion, but it's my second favorite 3D Zelda game.
Oh, nice. See, man of culture. So. But yeah, I definitely
like V.
I
like V.
Lord of the Shadow version, and in Super Castlevania, which I think is this artwork. So you have Castlevania 1, 2, and 3. When it came over to the SNES, we got Super Castlevania 4, which was just a remake of the first game. But I remember just playing with the whip constantly because you could jiggle it all around. 8-directional whip.
8. Yep. Not just forward and backwards with the crouch. Now you can go 8 directions. That's such a big deal too back in the day.
It was so much fun, and realistically, it was kind of set apart for an SNES. Like, you got to think of the graphic, you got to think of the gameplay limitations on an SNES. I thought that was quite inventive back then. Like, that was hard to pull off. So, anyways, yeah, I love the Vampire Killer. The Castlevania series, it's utilized. He gets both. He gets both the souped up version of the whip, the Morningstar, but then he gets the the classic, and he uses them both in the Castlevania series. Belmont, he's so they've never gotten it wrong. When they went to the 3D era, they didn't fuck it up. When it was 2D, they didn't fuck it up. When they went Netflix, they didn't fuck it up. It's always going to be that weapon.
Shout out to the Vampire Killer, man.
Mm-hmm.
So since that was also our 30, I'll go with my 29, which is the Shovel Blade from Shovel Knight. This is one of my favorite indies. I had such a fun time playing with it because you know how what's the Scrooge, is it with the Scrooge McDuck game where he has the downward pogo where you can bounce off stuff?
Yeah.
His thing could do that too, but I just think it's hilarious that it's a shovel. He's there trying to save his friend from that tower, and he's always constantly finding and looking for treasure. This is one of the few picks where I'm like, yeah, like he can use magic and stuff like that, but aside from it just being like a shovel that he also uses as a blade, it isn't particularly super duper special in any other capacity unless Shovel Knight Dig changed something that I'm not aware of yet, which they possibly did. I haven't really gotten far in the sequel yet, but this is my
Mhm.
guy, man. I like him. I like that weapon a lot. Um, I even use him in like in spin-off games. If he's in it, I tend to pick him a lot because like they do a good job of like tailor suiting games to like the way that he plays. So like in Rivals of Aether, which is where this GIF is from, if you use the downward attack like down what the fuck down air, and you can like and you bounce properly with it, you can just keep comboing them with the down pogoing stuff, which is really cool. So I have to give my guy a shout out, man. It's my guy, bro. Shovel Knight, baby.
Nice, nice. I've heard so much about it. I've never actually played Shovel Knight. I keep meaning to, and I just never do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay, so my 29 is going to be now. Once again, this is where I'm already getting a little quirky. I'm gonna say Dual Monsters cards,
Ooh.
not
Thoughtful.
Millennium items. Dual Monsters cards, because those things have a soul and a life, and they can summon fucking gods. So I'm going with that. And if I had to pick a specific card, obviously, I'm going with Magician of Black Chaos. He's just the goat. But just in general, the whole concept of the cards being basically the modern form of the ancient tablets and stuff. And we see throughout the anime that they literally summon real magic and real monsters and stuff.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of versatility, of course. Yes, the anime did things that are so illegal in the card game. So many people made videos about that. But
They be
I
cheating
just
like
like,
shit.
yeah, yeah. So, but I liked it because it was taken so seriously for a children's card game, you know.
Yeah.
But it was taken so seriously, and it was so invested, and it was just like, yeah, okay, these are their weapons of choice, sort of idea. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And I mean, you could easily say the Millennium items. You could argue the Millennium Eye, the Millennium Key, something like that is a good weapon, or the ultimate cheater box, the Millennium Puzzle. But you know, I just thought that the concept of dual monster cards works. It just, you know,
What about
because
Dungeon Dice Monster? Dude
I
Devlin?
love
Dude.
Dungeon Dice Monsters too,
Dude,
man.
dude, little Quebo, fucking that the sexy back playing in the background. I love the Yo Bridge so fucking much.
Yeah, Duke, he's our man. If he can't do it, no one can.
I love the
So, but
box.
yeah,
You gotta
no,
like it.
I just thought as a bit of, yeah, it might be a bit of a joke entry, but once again, it is the weapons of choice in the Yu-Gi-Oh series, and you know, if you want to count it that way, I mean, so I think it works.
No, it does. It's the way that they come like fight and like solve issues in this. I like that pick. It's a good pick. It's a good one. It's a solid
Mhm.
one. Mine's not that cool though. As much as I'm not a fan of Kratos, I think the Blades of Chaos are good. I think they
Ah,
when they upgrade. I think they're like the Blades of Athena or whatever. I don't remember what all the names are, but I like this weapon. It was usually my main weapon of choice when I was playing the God of War games. I played them all except for Ragnarok. I don't care, but
mhm.
yeah, the idea that it's like the lore behind it, like being bonded to his body and everything like that too, and like what it represents. Aside from the fact that it actually has its own powers and magic and things like that, I think it's a really cool weapon. Like I like it a lot. One of the best scenes that I think I've ever seen in video games is from the not Ragnarok, the one before that, but like the PS4 like next gen one with like his son
Oh
Atreus and
yeah, yeah,
everything
yeah.
when the ghost of Athena is like talking to him about like being a monster, it's like I may be a monster, but I'm your monster no longer. When he goes back to like get to wrap it around his hand because he has to go back to his past to help save his son and everything. I'm like, what a powerful scene. So I fuck with these weapons. I like them a lot.
They are cool. They are very cool. And you know me, I love dual wielding. I've
Mm,
always any game that lets me dual wield, I immediately give it an A star rating because if I can dual wield swords of any description, I'm here.
yeah, but yeah, that's my 20 Blades of Chaos.
That's your 28. Okay, so my 28 is going to be from an actually a video game as well, around the same era and the same style. I'm going with the Dagger of Time from Prince of Persia.
Ooh, I like that. I thought
I
about it.
love the stand dagger. I love the idea. It worked in the game, and I know people give the movie shit, but I actually like the Jake
I
Gyllenhaal
never
movie.
saw it. I never saw it.
Oh, really? It's not bad. The humor's
Did
there
I
and stuff,
did,
and the
did I even know there was a Prince of Persia movie? You may have just revealed that information to me. I don't think I knew
okay.
it
See,
existed.
nowadays it was made in like 2007 or something, and now of course it's flagged because why is there a white guy playing an Arabian? Yeah.
Oh my lord!
So
Here we go.
yes. So I don't have time for that because Jake Gyllenhaal looked like the prince. I'm sorry, he did. Whatever. Um, but yeah, so I like the movie and I like the humor in the movie, but in the games, it felt like okay, it's always, and I think you can agree with me, when you add time powers to any
Bonjour, mon
form of
cœur.
fiction,
Sorry,
you
keep going.
need to be incredibly careful. Like it's so easy for it to be broken or to be OP. Somehow this worked, and it worked so well gameplay wise. It was like
Yeah.
you have to fill up the dagger. The dagger can only hold so much sand, and the sand is useless outside of the dagger. So, meaning you can't just stockpile it in your pockets either. You have limited sand, and you can only go back so far as the sand runs out.
Yep.
So, it's limited, but it's still powerful. It's just very limited, and it stays in the confines of the story. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time on the GameCube is still one of my favorite GameCube titles. It was so much fucking fun. The acrobatics, the wall running, all the fucking shit,
Are you
and
excited
that
for the
dagger
reboot
was
at all? At all or no?
what's that?
The rebooted game?
Well, I'm gonna check it out. See, the Prince of Persia games, every time I went back to it, it fell off. I was like, no, this game is not very good. Two Thrones was terrible. Warrior Within was barely playable. Then that they did a reboot on the PS4 when it first came out. It wasn't very good. That cell shaded style game was not very good. So I don't know. Maybe I'll try to jump back into it. I haven't played a Prince of Persia since that one, so we'll have to see.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, yeah, that's a good pick. I like that pick. Your list is better. I don't care what anyone says right now. Your list is better than mine.
Okay.
They
It's
said since Naya
subjective.
is being unreliable Griever, is there a Power Rangers Morphers Zord on your list? I don't got that. I didn't watch that growing up. You don't have to reveal it. You don't have to reveal it. It
I'm
wasn't
not saying
bad, but
shit.
it couldn't escape the whitewash. Yeah, shit like that.
Yeah.
So next one, I think this is my most unserious pick, but I had to put it here because
Okay.
no matter like when I was thinking about it, no matter what, this always popped into my head. So I'm like, I gotta do it if it's keep popping into my head. Crackavole from Joseph Joestar,
Really?
Battle
Okay, let's
Tennessee,
go.
his American
Why not?
clackers, right? All right.
Yeah.
I had Beyblades are a cool weapon actually. Beyblades are pretty cool, all things considered. I'm not mad at that.
Beyblades are cool. Wait a minute. You didn't choose the cherry? I mean, that's the ultimate weapon. I mean, that tongue game
little,
is
little, little,
there.
little, 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 little. Nah, it all makes sense in a second, right? So, Caesar gets packed up, but this is when him and Caesar aren't that close yet, right? So you're like, okay, oh, your eye's fine, you got cut a little bit, you'll be okay, go. And he's like, he brings him like nunchucks, and then he like hits himself in the head, and Wamu's like, this guy's not serious. Let's go. Anyways, he walks away. He does some shit, and he like hides him in his back muscles, and he's like, huh? Like then Wamu's like slightly interested. Okay, he actually ends up hurting Wamu and starts hitting him in the face to the point where he's like, you're the first human in how many years to ever even like give me a wound like this. So I'm like, giving credit where credit is due, and that was the thing that ended up pushing Joseph and Wamu's rivalry
Mhm.
to the point that when all was all said and done, he thought he was running away and playing dead, and he hopped into the like mine cart, a little dynamite stick and everything. Like one of my favorite things about that part is the way that he was like to Wamu, I don't even have any
Yeah.
Hamon training, and I was the first person to hurt you in that many years. You better kill me now. I'll beat your ass. And Wamu was like, "Oh nah, you gotta see me. You gotta see me." He's just like, "No, you gotta fight me." He's like, "Nah, bro, you better kill me now, cause if I train, bro, it's over for you." And Wamu was like, "Oh no, yeah." Like he couldn't. His pride could not take it. That whole sequence to me is why I had to put it here. I had to do it. I
Why?
couldn't. I had to.
I don't understand why part 2 isn't given more love. The more JoJo's, as you know, in my opinion, we won't get into it, but the more JoJo's I read, the less I like the series. I liked 1. I love 2. I love 3. And then it started to slowly dissipate. But 2, for some reason, is so low on every JoJo fan's list. I don't get why. It was so much fun. 2 was a great part.
Yeah, man, it was really good. It's one of my favorite parts. Part 2, 1, and 3 don't get a lot of love in the community, but I like that you like it. That's my
I don't
favorite thing
get
about
why.
JoJo
They're
fans.
the 3
People,
best
yeah,
parts.
part 3 is
So,
really good. Shout out to Jotaro, man. But yeah, I have to put the American cracker volley, cracker boomerang.
Claco.
Yeah, that's my 27. Shout out to Josu
Nice.
Joestar.
Okay, my 27 is going to be not one specific one, but if I have to choose, I will. But the Regalia from Air Gear.
Ooh, nah, you gotta give me one though.
I'll
Give
give
me
you
give me like
Fang
your 2
Regalia. The
favorites.
Fang
Okay,
Regalia.
give me the 2 favorites.
Gotta go with the Fang.
I thought about this one. I thought about it.
Oh, did you?
I didn't end up picking
The
one, but I
Wing
did think
Regalia
about
is
it.
too basic. Like I love the title when the principal gives him Storm King stuff. But look at that! Look at that! That is yes. The shark motif. I always loved. This was one of those things that sort of had that Persona vibe or the Toriko demons thing. I think more manga nowadays need to come back to the idea of having that shadow of a giant monster behind characters for aura. I think it's lacking. I think we haven't seen any of it. Nowadays, you just draw the big black lines and the ooh, doom, and the shading. No, bring back literally like the lions, the tigers, the sharks, the dragons. Bring me back the wolves. Bring me back the personification of these dudes,
Yep.
And Air Gear did it fantastically. He was literally Shark Boy. He was, I mean, the regalia were just so cool. And everything about it was just the idea that these, like, at first we have rollerblades that make you fly. And it's like, okay, this is ridiculous. But it's fun, right? Everybody, every kid, every teenager would love to strap on a pair of rollerblades that if you went fast enough,
Especially
you
if you come from the Jet Set Radio era, that should have made you pop. That's why I write them like, yo, it's like Jet Set Radio, but like they took it a little further, like to be fighting gangs. So like I love it. So go ahead.
Yes, and it's just the idea of it's no different when you used to swing really high so you could jump and see how far you could get off the swing when you jumped off the swing.
Yep.
It's the same idea except you flew further. It's every kid's dream. So it was a great concept. And then we had these regalia that gave the flame powers and the bloody cross powers, of the Fang regalia, and then and I mean, I know it got like crazy world ending ridiculous, but it was awesome, I mean, it was no different than anything else. They're elementals. We had thunder, we had fire, we had water. We just had elemental powers here added to rollerblades.
Iki
It was
the
just
Storm
cool, but it was
King,
done in
babyface. What they call him? The babyface something of the West or the East? I can't remember those. It's been a while.
baby face. Yeah, baby face of the East. Yeah. He was but Icky was the Storm King, man.
Yeah.
He got that Storm King title. He earned it. So,
because Sora was a master.
Yeah, no, I got Regalia.
Naya most definitely has the same cloth from Sensei on this list. I refuse to believe otherwise. I'm actually upset. I never thought about that. But then I'd have to pick one cloth. Well, that's one of those things where like I'd probably like more so. Well, I picked armors though. I got no excuse. No, he's right. I'm trash. 26 is Ragnell. Ragnell is Ike's sacred weapon from Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn from the Fire Emblem series. So this is one of those blades that are.
Didn't make my list. It just didn't make my list.
Oh, dude, I had to pick it because this is like my favorite like two like my favorite like not my favorite Fire Emblem but like the Telios like continent and stuff and
yes, no,
like
they're
my
the best
favorite
game.
Yeah, like
hands down, Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn as a package is peak Fire Emblem, and they've never been better. They've never gotten to that level.
My favorite genealogy of the Holy War, but that's fine. I'm not mad at you because Ike is out here, right? But obviously, like it is a sacred blade. It is a holy blade. It is a blessed sword. It is a blessed sword. I know this looks more normal, but he can channel like energy through it and stuff like that. And you do need it to cut down certain types of enemies and whatnot. I'm not going to spoil
Yeah,
anything because this is still a game I think people should play. And I don't know if Nintendo will ever remake it, so I'm not going to go into great detail. But it also, I'm not going to lie though, it also factors that Ike, out of all the like lords, so to speak, Ike is my favorite one. Even though
yeah.
he's a mercenary that kind of, you know what I'm saying, works his way up. But
He's
like,
actually not a lord. He's the
yeah,
only one who's not a real lord in the Fire Emblem. It
yeah,
works, man.
he's great. I thought about the other ones. I thought about Byleth, the Byleth, the what was it called? The Sword of the Creator. I thought about
Oh yeah,
Falchion, Parallel Falchion, because I do like Lucina and Martha and those guys. But
yeah.
I ended up picking my favorite, and I had to go with Ragnar. So shout out to Ike. We like
I
Ike. I fight for my
yeah.
friends.
I fight for my friends. What I wanted to do was I was going to pick them as a duel because as
Mm,
the gift you have there, they're a pair. There's
mm.
Alandine there too, right? And I was like, they're both holy. I was like, what about matching both of them? You know what I mean? But to be different, I was going to pick his sword. But yeah, no, Ragnar. And I mean, Aether, man. It just looks cool.
Yep,
I know it's simple. It just looks cool.
it's, Ike's that guy, bro. So
Yeah, Ike is that guy. He was on my list as an honorable mention, but when we switched it from 20 to 30, I had to think of other things, and then I sort of kicked him out for Vampire Killer because I thought, like you were saying before about swords, I was like, I know it's a holy sword and it's really cool and it's Ike, but I'm like Vampire Killer is a little more different, so
I'm not mad at that.
yeah. Anyway, so I guess this would be my 26, is it?
Yeah, I believe so. I realized I didn't number mine. I'm an idiot. I'm tired, but yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. I went through these ones. Yeah, okay. Then I'm gonna go with um let's go with the Philosopher's Stone from Full Metal Alchemist or Brotherhood. So
Wow.
I was gonna pick Automail, but
Mhm.
I mean, it's not really a weapon, it's more like a better version technology for people who lose their limbs in that series. And then I thought about alchemy, but alchemy is more of an ability, not a weapon. Well, the Philosopher's Stone is actually a physical manifestation of a weapon in multiple forms. It's liquid, it's a stone, it's a lot of things, and it fuels, our main bad guy and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
um, I just like the Philosopher's Stone for a lot of reasons. I like that it's the going drive, but it's got so much, just like Chastful before it, the versatility. You are limited only to your own mind's creation. And one thing that the original anime series did better than Brotherhood and the original manga was they hammered down on the fact that alchemists have to be basically like hold 3 PhDs to be able to actually perform alchemy. It's not that easy. It's not like you can give any idiot alchemy and they can perform it. It doesn't work that way. You have to have genius level intellect to do it. That's why not everybody's an alchemist. And the idea that the Philosopher's Stone was something that could be used by people who didn't have to go through the science, the alchemy, the math of and the chemist and all that shit and figure it all out. It was this, but in the hands of an actual alchemist, it was so much more deadly. And we saw that in Brotherhood. We saw it in the original, but we saw it in Brotherhood and that stuff. We got to see the limitations of the mind, but in the hands of someone who actually had alchemy outside of it, how it amplified their abilities and how much more versatility it had and stuff. So I just like the idea of it. I felt like Full Metal Alchemist deserved a shout out here because alchemy is just so cool and all the different things they do with a multitude of weapons, but it all boils down to alchemy. So Philosopher's Stone is basically the keystone of all that. So
I think if I thought about it longer, maybe I would have came to your conclusion. But I kind of thought about automail. I'm like, I can't think of anything for FMA, and I kind of just moved on. But I definitely thought about the anime. Because do I
yeah,
have an FMA poster in my room? Yes, I did. So I thought about it. I thought about Roy Mustang's gloves too. But then again, that's like,
that's a good one.
yeah, yeah. But I'm like, yeah, but like again, it was one of those things. I'm like, I'm sure if I did like abilities, I would have had him there. But like, I'm like, I don't know. But I feel it. But
Mhm,
it was hard. It was
mhm.
hard. This wasn't that easy to make. But hey.
No, you have to
25 is
separate abilities from
mm.
weapons.
This one was hard for me to pick on one, but I think it's in some ways his most unique weapon. So I picked Pandora for Dante from DMC. Like I wanted to go Ebony Ivory. I wanted to
Oh,
go maybe Devil Sword. Dante Demon Sword
okay.
Dante for the new game and stuff. But I'm like, this one. Well, I remember when I was using it. Like I'm like, this is just so much. This is just a chaotic weapon that could just do so much like crazy stuff and shoot all these missiles and everything. And like, I started trolling like crazy with this and might getting my combos to like SSSS rank when I was playing it. So I ended up picking Pandora because I think it's really cool. You said maybe top 30 power systems. I like that. I can do that. But yeah, man. I ended up picking
Okay.
Pandora. You asked the Yamato. I thought about the Yamato. And I know it's not a regular sword because it can cut through dimensions and portals and stuff like that. I know that. But I just think Pandora's a little bit cooler, honestly. But obviously you guys know Virgil's my favorite character in the series, so shout out to
There you
Virgil. But I went with Pandora. This was hard. I switched this picture like 40 times. Like I'm like, all right, no. I'm like, no
You know what?
Yamato. No. That was Dante. No, the motorcycle nunchuck thingy. No. Pandora. Like I kept changing it. I kept changing it. So
Devil May Cry is one of those series with a versatility of weapons that you could pick anything. You
and
know?
I almost I wanted to put Bayonetta on here, like her hair and stuff, but I'm like, is that like a Umbra witch ability? And then she's summoning demons. Like, does that count as a weapon? Like, I didn't know what to do. But I guess Wicked. No, it's Wicked Weave. I could have done it. It's Wicked Weave. All
Yeah.
right, I know. You know what? I'm gonna add it to the list. I'm gonna change the one that I fucked up on. So yeah. Anyways,
Okay.
that's my 25. I think 25.
Uh, yeah, I don't even know where I'm at
Yeah,
anymore.
no worries.
So,
We're just keep
um,
going.
I'm going with all right, and no, I'm not calling him Omegamon. I got Omnimons, Supreme Cannon, and Dragon Sword from Digimon, the first movie. I thought a lot about it. I thought, okay, Digivices. Nah, it's not really a weapon. It technically helps them Digivolve, but they're the ones doing the fighting. And I thought, well, then what about the crests? Well,
I
all
didn't.
the crests do is, once again,
I didn't. I
make
didn't.
them
What's
Digi.
it called?
Just search up Omnimon.
Oh.
You'll probably find it there because it's Transcendent Sword and Supreme Cannon, but it's his weapons. They're built into his arms.
Okay. Okay. So the thing coming got the orange part. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So he's got two of my favorite mega level Digimon. He's got the two OGs. He's got Metal Garurumon used with War Goddamn Greymon. And then in this movie, when I mean they're playing bare naked ladies for God's sake, Canadian, you gotta love it. And then he just fires. He goes Supreme Cannon, and it's a fuck off nuke of a blast. It's like, wait a minute, what just happened? And then all of a sudden he goes Transcendent Sword and just fucking sweeps it like oh shit, this dude is OP as fuck. I said, you just combine the two strongest Digimon we knew in the series from the original 3 seasons of the show, and boom, you just merged them together. You just fucking did a Dragon Ball fusion and said, yeah, we're Vegito, bitch. What are you going to do about it? And I was like, okay, this is legit. And the weapons were just so cool. They're on screen for like 5 seconds, but it didn't matter because it was just so fucking cool.
Is
So I
is
thought
that
about a lot of different Digimon and their weapons technically, like any ones that used swords but the Transcendent Sword and the Supreme Cannon were just unique to me. The idea that instead of them combining into some fusion that like fought normally, it literally created a whole new Digimon. Like normally fusions are like Dragon Ball, they're like Vegito or something or Gogeta, where
Mhm.
you fuse two characters and they're still a martial artist. No, this took away War Greymon's, his fists and his stuff. They gave him a sword. Neither one of these guys have a sword. Then they took away Mr. Oh, I launch missiles and stuff like that, but they gave him a fucking cannon. It was the difference between War Turtle and Blastoise. They gave him an upgrade. It was like, okay, let's go. So I love this guy. I
Twin
thought he was
cannon go
awesome.
fire Mega Blastoise.
Yeah. So either way, I love the chat saying that big ass spoon in the Pokemon Adventures manga from Mewtwo. Hell yeah, I should have put that on the list. That should have
uh,
been on the list.
but is a
But either way,
Pokeball a weapon?
We're gonna get to that. I think I got that on here
Oh
somewhere.
shit! All right, all right. Oh, let me leave it at that. Um, yeah, Omar, you're not too late. If you want to see what I did earlier, I had my honorable mention was the golden gun from GoldenEye. Yours was similar. Or no, it wasn't. Yours was I forgot. But we both had Vampire Killer. I think you
Yeah, we both
had
had and I had Regalia from Air Gear, Yu-Gi-Oh! The
yeah,
Dagger of Time from Prince of Persia, Omnimon Sword, the Vampire Killer, and
yeah. So I'm
I
scrolling
forget
slowly so
something.
we can see. So that's what I did so far. We're on Pandora, so I think we're on 24 now. Okay.
Yeah, something like that. Oh, and I was gonna have Ragnar, but I didn't.
Yeah, yes, you thought about it. I got the Shield Weaver.
Oh, Philosopher's Stone. Philosopher's Stone was the other
Yes,
one
that's what it was.
from
I got Shield Weaver from
okay,
Horizon
from
Zero Dawn.
your
Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn. All right.
This one was tricky because I'm like, damn, a lot of these weapons are just super cool with like the corruption arrows and different arrows you can use and all the things you can do, make the trip wires, bomb trip wires, blah blah, yada yada, X and Y. But I ended up choosing this one because this is the one I think that kind of for the most, not the most, but leans into supernatural in a lot of ways because it allows you to basically take a bunch of damage and then it just regenerates itself. Like it's super. It's like the best armor. You have to go into I think a couple of caves of the old ones and find these certain weapons and bring it back to this one place. And when you do it, you can create this armor. It's like the best one. It's kind of broken, and when you get it, you can kind of trivialize the game. Like I'll literally just walk up to something monstrous and like I don't care if it hits me. My HP is not going down. It basically puts like an armor over your HP, and if you actually are able to break through the spell weaver's like guard, then your HP starts to go down. But it's never broken for me at all since I played it. I have not played Horizon Forbidden West at all, so I don't know if there's anything cooler in that game, but I have not gotten around to it yet. So I'm only talking about Horizon Zero Dawn. It was the only one that I played so far, but Shield Weaver, man. Because I
That's not
because
a
I
bad
because I be using it to basically play recklessly. I just go in, fuck stealth.
thing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I love stealth games. I really do. Like the modern ones like games or the Assassin's Creed's versions of
Mhm.
that and stuff. But sometimes, and yeah, Skyrim sometimes. But then using Skyrim as a perfect point, I just want to go in and hit shit. I am not interested in being the stealth archer. Everyone's like, stealth archer's OP. I'm like, I have literally. I always go in with my swords and my armor, and I fucking hit shit. I'm in a
I feel it.
warrior game. I'm fighting shit. So Horizon Zero Dawn, same idea.
Well, the gravitational beam emitter from Blame. I respect that. That's a good pick. The Regalia from Air Gear. Agree with the one. Please tell me your favorite is the Wind or Fang Regalia. He picked the Fang Regalia actually.
I
So
did
there you
pick the
go.
Fang, though. I love all the regalias, but I did pick the Fang.
The
The
Fire
rest of
Seal from
the
Guilty Gear Goda. When then again, it used the base for Junkyard Dogs MK3. Fuck it, I'm gonna say both. So I'll use both. So I'll use Soul Bad Guy. Stealth games are not so much my cup of tea. I love combat. Yeah, and any game that I don't have to be stealthy, even if they suggest it, I don't listen.
thing.
I don't listen
There
at
you
all.
go.
All right, go ahead.
I'm gonna go with something that was brought up before. I got the Dragon Zord from Power Rangers. It is the best Zord. Everybody can fuck off. I don't care about who's the most powerful Zord. It's a Dragon Zord first and foremost. And I don't care
Is this the right
which
thing?
Zord can be another Zord. The Dragon Zord is the fucking goat. It's Godzilla as a it's a metal Godzilla. He's too
Okay.
good. He's too cool. You summon him like I couldn't pick. Do you pick the Dragon Shield, which is iconic? Do you pick the Dragon Dagger that summons this motherfucker, or do you pick the Zord? But the Zord was just so cool. Every time he showed up, he was so cool. His tail, he'd whip around his tail, it would drill. He'd fire the missiles from his fingers, and then every time a dagger that he played like a flute that sounded like an ocarina. It was awesome, and every time it was and boom, Dragon Zord would come out of the water like God fucking Zilla. He was epic back then. He's epic now. He, it's the best Zord of all the Power Rangers. I don't care how bigger and badder they've become since I watched Power Rangers. This is the original. He's too good.
Hmm. They said, I like the combined Zords in Dino Thunder. Yes, yes, sir. Let's go, Griever. Power Rangers representation. Drill Tail Hard. I did not watch
That
any of this
drill
stuff growing
tail
up.
was hard. That, you see that end part, it would just spin and then
Mhm.
fucking slash. and boom, it was awesome.
I respect it. I haven't. Okay, so this is the one that I forgot to change. What I'm changing it to wasn't what I had there originally, but I'm picking Bayonetta's Wicked Weave. Fuck it. Now that I thought about it, I originally had
Okay.
the Fin sword here. Then I changed it to I can't remember what I changed it to. I think I changed it to something else, but I'm gonna go with Bayonetta's Wicked Weave. So let me just type it real quick.
Okay. Bayonetta. Yeah.
Bayonetta Wicked Weave. I just wanted something like Adventure Time on there, and I could not pick. I did not which sword I wanted to pick, but I'm gonna pick Bayonetta's Wicked Weave because her hair is a weapon. Yes, it is. Fuck that. So,
Oh,
um,
100%.
I have actually yet to play 3. All things considered, I know 3 went multiverse and stuff, and it kind of didn't move me. All things being said, but um, this is one of my favorite like action games to play from Platinum, especially. I thought the Bayonetta games were incredibly fun. I played it first one I think on PS no Xbox no the PS3. Then they came on. Then when Bayonetta 2 came on Wii U, we got 1 and 2 again, and they added some Nintendo stuff to it. So I ended up replaying it again. Obviously, as an Umbra witch, she has all types of powers like Witch Time, and she could summon demons, whatever. But when she starts doing her dances and next to her like because her costume is her hair and it kind of comes off a bit, and she's having like a big foot with a heel to just stomp you. It's great. Fuck her in Smash 4 though. She a cheating ass bitch in that game. She's not playing the same game as everyone else. She is playing Marvel vs. Capcom 3, which boom 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 get lost. And I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to? What game is this? But I gotta play Smash Brothers. But she's over here playing Marvel vs. Capcom. Fuck off. But yeah, I had to show Bayonetta some love, man. Shout out to Bayonetta, man. Not Grass
Fair
Sword.
enough. Pretty fair
The
bet.
Finn sword is just funny to me because literally sacrifice a parallel Finn to save Prismo. Like think about like that's hilarious. Like imagine you just sacrifice a parallel version of yourself. Like that's just hilarious. So yeah. Oh, I did not think of the Omnitrix. That would have been a good one. I did not think of that. Excalibur, Drill Tail Hard, Railgun for Quake 2. I never played Quake 2. So I'm so sorry. But yeah, that's mine. I'm going Bayonetta.
I'm going to go with
I'll change that later.
Tyrael Sword from Diablo. So,
The what
the
sword?
reason I like this is because it's the main staple of the first act of Diablo 3, which I would argue is still the best one.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played 4 to be fair, since I can't afford it and I'm poor. But
What's the weapon called?
it's Tyrael Sword, so I don't know. Tyrael spelled Tyrael.
Tyrael. I got it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I'm gonna just
Um.
throw this dude up. I guess I don't know.
Yeah. There. Perfect. There's him with his sword. He's awesome. So the thing about this man is the sword is cool, and once again, it's a holy sword, as you were saying about like Ragnar and stuff. It's a divine weapon, so it's got holy abilities, and it does affect the world around it. So when the sword is shattered in Diablo 3 and pieces are scattered and stuff, and you have to go collect them and blah blah blah, and you're not sure what it is, but it's drawing monsters and stuff towards it, and it's blah blah blah. The sword itself is just, it's more about the representation of the character. It's a plot device used incredibly well for Diablo 3. It gives us one of the greatest scenes in Diablo, in my opinion, in the entire franchise, because this baller that Naya has pulled up on screen, he rips his own wings out and falls. And the reason the sword is shattered at the beginning is because he falls and chooses to become a human because he can't stand the angels sitting back and doing nothing. And he's so pissed off that he's like, fuck you guys. I'm ripping my wings off. I'm going down there and I'm going to help. Angels are chastising him for helping humanity against hell. And he's just like, yeah, no, I am right in doing that. I am literally the angel of justice. I'm telling you, this is justice. And he's like, and they're all like, no, you can't do that. And then they try to beat his ass, and he just basically, he beats up the main angel and says, you can't judge me. I am justice itself. We were meant to help the innocent.
Mm-hmm.
And he rips his wings off. He goes down. The sword shatters. You collect the sword. Once you get the sword together, bad shit happens to good people. But then when the sword is reclaimed, he remembers his origins. He stays a human, but he now has his angelic memories back and everything. He uses that sword to frightening devastation. It's still a holy blade, and it also looks pretty badass. So I'm going with that one. I had to represent Diablo somewhere. There are so many cool ass weapons in Diablo, but I thought that this one was the most plot relevant of all of them. So yeah.
It said solid pace for an hour. If I did that, it'd be 30 swords. I have a lot of swords on my list though. Tony Stark building the first Iron Man armor in the cave with a box of scraps. I definitely thought about a various marks
I thought
for
about Iron Man
suits,
armor. Yeah.
but I don't really like Iron Man like that. Not gonna lie to you. So I didn't really care. I actually do not like Captain America's shield like that. It's a cool shield or whatever, but I've seen that shit break 100,000 times and seen him miss and get his ass beat. Like, if you're an MCU fan, I get it because that shit just finds its way back to his hat no matter what he does for the most part. Only Thanos about it, but I've seen that shit break like every other year.
Read the comics like you and me, we know it's
Yeah,
like Spidey's web.
It's like
cool
Black Bolt, like Black Bolt getting
time.
Yeah, Black Bolt getting sunned in Doctor Strange 2. I'm like, yeah, that's about right. He's a fucking loser. Every time I see him, he gets his ass fucking beat. Talk about, ooh,
Why
if I
was
speak,
Black Bolt and not
he sucks.
Bishop? I still don't understand why Bishop wasn't the dude on the council. Where's our actual time traveler? What?
I don't know, man. What number am I on? Shit. I can count. Wait, okay, 1, 2, 3, wait. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. So I guess I'm 22. The Mega Buster. This is a fan art, obviously.
100%.
So yeah.
Oh, but isn't that from Battle?
Yeah, I Mega Man EXE is my favorite incarnation. I'm not saying it's better than classic Mega Man or Mega Man X. I'm just saying personally, these are the games that resonated with me. What got me into Mega Man was the Battle Network stuff. So after I went through the 6 Battle Network games and the Star Force games, I went and I played the classic ones and I played X and tried Mega Man Legends with the Mega Man Walnut and all that. But this has always been my favorite version with Hub and Land. So I have to pick him. Mega Buster, classic, man. You shoot your little pellets slow, you charge it up. If Mega Man's one of those characters has like 100 different million-thousand forms, so you can be shooting fire, lightning, acid, whatever the case is. You got the wood arm, the guts arm. Like, I love it. Like, Mega Man's one of those characters that, like, he's so fluid and versatile because of all the different forms he can take or whatever. So I have to put the Mega Buster in here because Mega Buster is raw. I don't like Mjolnir that much, but I respect it. The Infinity Gauntlet from the comics. The Infinity Gauntlet, I thought about it hard. And the Infinity Gauntlet, the Ultimate Nullifier, and Mother Boxes were on my list at one point, but I ended up removing them. That's it. That's just me. Legolas is cool. Stand on that Naya. EXE top 1. Yeah, that's my guy. The Dream Nail from Hollow Knight. That's a good one. I thought about the nail though for sure, but I'm like, it's a bug weapon. But yeah, that's my guy, Mega Man. I gotta go with the Mega Buster. Shout out to him. Mega Man's a weapon himself secretly. Go ahead though. 22. Did I lose him? Oh, he's muted. He's muted right now. Okay, so he probably doing something. All right. I guess we'll keep talking. Yeah, I won't lie to y'all. I kind of made this list like today, so I like the only things that I knew for sure like my top 10. Like the other 20, I was like, all right. Like I said, I looked around my room. I was looking at my books. I was looking at games, trying to find something to trigger memories. Like, I actually really like the Omnitrix. I'm mad I didn't think of the Omnitrix, but I haven't really engaged with Ben 10 in such a long time, so I'm like, damn.
So I just had a quick phone call from work, man.
No problem.
So yeah, all right. So my next one is going to be, I'm going to sit down with, once again, what we talked about, the Pokeball. And yes, I'm counting it as a fucking weapon. Because you literally summon monsters from goddamn thing. You capture them. You capture literally the things that create hurricanes and natural disasters. You capture them in these little metallic balls, and then you utilize them to absolute devastating ability if you wanted to.
Can I ask you a question? What's your favorite Pokeball? Mine's the Quick Ball. Because I hate having to fight anything. I just throw a quick ball. If it doesn't work, I just run. But I actually argue I have like a 70% success rate with the quick ball. Like, my quick balls work for me. I can't speak for anybody else. They work for me though.
All right. Here's actually, funnily enough, the three you pulled up are my three favorites.
Oh wow, Premier,
I
Ultra,
like,
and Poke.
yeah, I like the Premier Ball. Something about it just being pure white. The OG, of course,
Mhm.
and the Ultra Ball has that sort of sleek look to it. I don't like the Great Ball's design actually.
Yeah,
I
the
really
color
never.
the color scheme's not good. Is kind of ugly, in my opinion.
It's yeah, it's not there for me, so I never like that. Oh, the GS ball, yeah, the GS ball is the best Pokeball, obviously.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, the GS ball, but yeah,
Is the
no,
Is the
I mean,
Pokeball the weapon or the holster? That's a good
yeah,
question.
yeah, I don't see that's the thing. So I'm not gonna. I don't think I need to argue that the Pokeball is technically a weapon. I'm putting
Yeah.
it on here. It's if you want to count it as a gag entry, fine, but it's no
Mhm.
different to my mind than Yu-Gi-Oh cards being on the list.
Fair enough.
So yeah.
And
We're
when that,
summoning literally fire-breathing natural disasters.
you know what? If I take it and I throw it with all my might at someone's head, like Scope said, it gonna hurt. It's a weapon. Could be a weapon.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd go quick ball then master ball because I don't like having to put in effort to catch it. So yeah, that's my second favorite one, master ball.
There
Um,
you go.
I like, but you know what? When I play, but for my party, I tend to put each one in a different one, just because I like when I put them in the
Oh,
Pokemon
okay.
Center, they look different. I usually get one, so yeah. In the anime, they be throwing it mad hard secretly. They do. Okay, so my second suit, I did not pick Iron Man. I had to go with the power suit. I had to go with the power suit. I love
Oh,
Samus, right? So obviously with
he was on that list.
the gravity, the Varia portions, like having heat resistance, fucking shine spark, power bombs, like this shit is gas, bro. Like this suit is awesome, man. Like I fucking love the power suit. Shout out to Samus Aran, zero C suit Samus goes raw too, but like all the abilities and accuracy she gets to with this suit is amazing. Plus, with her Chozo DNA and whatnot, and some of the things she does later, I don't know how many of y'all play Dread. Dread's still relatively new, so I won't get too much into it like that. But some of the access power she gets access to in Dread is crazy. What she adds to her suit too. So the virus suit is amazing with the missiles, super missiles, like I said, ice beams, the grapple beam, the fucking phase beam that goes through the walls. Like this shit is stacked. Like I love it. Morph ball mode, obviously, all that. You just can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. And then like the ultimate like whatever cannon, I can't remember what it's called, but that one takes your suit off or whatever. So I had to do it. The Gates of Babylon I do think count. Just wait. You'll hear me talk about it later on, I promise. So yeah, is a
But
power suit
I'm just gonna
adrenaline
say
sick,
about
yeah.
the Samus is the Metroid Prime suit is the epitome in my opinion. I didn't really care for the fusion suit or anything like that. Zero suit and stuff. They're fine, but I think the most versatility and the best looking one was the Super Metroid or Metroid Prime version, especially in Metroid Prime, where you start off with the ultimate suit and then you have to go and build it back up. That was so cool.
I,
Like
I
I loved it.
I'm not mad at that. Like I think the classic suits that you kind of get from the first games are the best one. The only reason why I like the Dread suit so much is solely due to the fact that like sky blue, light blue is my favorite color. So
It does look
just purely off the fact that it's my favorite color, I like the suit a lot. But I'm not mad at that. Take it all.
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
So until we get into the 20s, and my 20th pick is I'm just gonna spoil it and say it's the Golden Gun.
Okay, we spoke
So
about it. I'll just go
so
back
we
up.
already talked about that one. So my
Mhm.
20 pick is gone, but my 21st pick is actually NZ from the Limitless movie. Have you seen it, Naya?
Limitless.
With
That's
Bradley Cooper.
the brain pill one.
Yes, the brain
Okay.
pill.
Yes. Sorry. Yes. I have. I don't remember it that well,
So
so I should.
I like the brain pill because once again, this is me thinking outside the box. That shit is 100% a weapon. I don't give a
Mhm.
fuck what anybody says. If you can all of a sudden become light goddamn Yagami with a pill, you are going to be golden. You are going to win. Like this man was living in a shit ass apartment, barely hanging on to life with depression. He takes one of these things and he's a billion. Like, yeah, no. NZT is a total weapon. If I could take it, I 100% would take that shit.
Mhm.
Because even by the time you got supposedly sick, You only need if you knew that it was going to make you sick, and let's say by the movie where he's figured out how to fix the bugs, blah blah blah, whatever. Let's say that's not an option for whatever reason. If you knew you only had, let's say, 2 weeks before you would develop symptoms, and going off of it would make you fucked, you would take it with that knowledge, and in 2 weeks, your life would be set. You could completely, like, if that's not a weapon, I don't know what is. Knowledge is power.
I
That
agree.
shit is 100%
I like
a
this
weapon.
pick. I like this
Because I would be a millionaire. I would never have financial troubles again if I had a pill for 2 weeks. 2 weeks, you give me that pill, I would never have financial troubles again.
I'll go to work, get myself set and get off of it before I need it.
No, that's right. What my point is that I would use the 2 weeks, build up my revenue, and then I go back to my current life right now, which isn't bad, but this would be my nest egg of money that I would never have to worry financially ever again. I'm sorry. In reality, financial independence is a fucking weapon. I don't care whichever way you slice it.
Financial
As an old
freedom
man
is
over
powerful,
here,
man. I feel
I'm
that.
sitting here saying, yeah.
I thought of the BFG from Doom, but I didn't play Doom, so I'm like I'd be a fraud, so I didn't pick it. Imagine the Thorn or Black March is somewhere in the list. Nope. I do not got there's not a single webtoon thing on here on my list. Not one. The weapon from Doom is Ron General. We really said is brain time. Yeah, those pills are OP as long as you fix the side effect problem. Now I remember the shit from Lucy movie. Lucy. Who that? Who did that movie?
Lucy movie.
That movie sounds familiar. Did I see that? Is that? I don't know. That shit in Lucy was ridiculous. That movie sounds so familiar, but I don't remember for some reason I don't remember it.
She literally became God, apparently.
Oh wow.
Okay. I don't know if I want to get that powerful.
Yeah. No, the quill's not there. I didn't think of that. I probably would have put that there if I. Oh, yeah, Scarlett Johansson. Yes. Okay. I'm like, was that Scarlett Joe? Anyways, I forgot number I'm on again, so I gotta do this. 30, 20, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21. Okay, so, you do 20. Okay, so 20. Are you guys ready? For Yotoru Kokowatari. The demon sword heartspan. This is a weapon used by Kishat Aesturola Arayon Hato Ando Braido from the Monogatari series. She's a vampire. So in this universe and in this world, there's like supernatural beings, oddities, stuff like that, curses, all those things exist, and this is like the oddity slayer. Like with this weapon, it allows you to counter and even effectively kill them. It's the opposite of another sword called Yume Watari. I'm not going to go into that, which is also another cool sword, but it's used by my favorite character. She just takes it out of her mouth. It is a pretty regular looking sword. It's just almost just like a blade, like literally like no hilt. And she just like you can see in this gift, she's just using it as a baseball bat because she's very unserious. But it's an awesome sword. And when like in the series when it was introduced, it was kind of a big deal because I'm like, oh, like usually to get rid of oddities a lot of the times you have to kind of solve the issue. So let's say like let's use the Hanekawa example. She's a incel. She got no hoes. She got no mans. And basically her like teenage angst basically summons like like a tiger that bullshit like burns shit down. If you could somehow talk to her and get her to like not be in that state, you could probably get rid of it. But if you have this weapon, you could just kill it. So it was a big deal when it was introduced. But I know I'm kind of the only Monogatari person here, so I won't keep rambling on. But that's my number 20. Now, do I have Index here from Toward on the list? No, I don't have her. Along with the Walking Church, no, I don't have her on here. I did not think of Index. I thought of Imagine Breaker, but I'm like that's an ability. So, yeah.
Yeah. Of course, my number 20 was the Golden Gun. We already talked about it from James Bond, so you can do your 19.
Okay. If you force me to pick one, I'll probably go with Bao. But I just put metal vessels in general from Maggie.
Nice choice.
Right? So Bao is like
I would go with Bao.
yeah, gun to my head. I have to pick one, I'd pick
You
Bao.
have to
But
pick Val, man.
yeah, but
Val,
like I
Val's
think,
the OG. He's the
yep,
OG. We saw in Young Adventures of Sinbad there.
yep. I think metal vessels and gin clips are so fucking raw. Like it's one of my favorite things, like in anime, manga in general. Like just like you go, you complete your dungeon, you get your weapon, and you basically get the genie's power, so to speak. Like I think it's freaking dope, and how it was utilizing the series. Sinbad, I had to pick obviously because he's the goat. That's the guy.
He
He's
is.
my favorite
So
character in
I
this.
totally forgot Metal Vessels, so it's
Mhm.
not on my list, but it should be. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah, I feel it. But yeah, I had to. Yeah, Bararaka Incarnado Psycho! Say yes. Oh my God. You know what? You know what? Just to quickly say. You know what? Something I thought about when I thought about this that I didn't end up putting on my list. It was the I don't remember the name for it. I'll look it up in a second. But Sakura's staff from Card Captor Sakura, and from Tsubasa
Yeah,
Reservoir Chronicles. I thought about it. I did.
thought
It
about
was
that.
very close to making it.
I thought about Sailor Moon's fucking transforming thing for her tiara and all that shit. Yeah, because I mean that's the OG transformation. People forget. They think it's Super Saiyan. No, it ain't. It's Sailor fucking Moon. So I thought about that one for a long time too. I really did.
All right, give us your 19 though.
My 19 is Chaos Eater from Darksiders.
All right. Chaos
So the
Eater.
reason I'm picking Chaos Eater is because, like now I was saying about, all right, swords are cool, and they might have a cool design, but they're just a regular sword. This bad boy, once you get like through the game, and you do everything with it, this sword can literally stab more swords to the ground. It's got a bunch of magical abilities attached to it, depending on the runes. It's sort of like the Buster Sword from Final Fantasy VII, the different materia you put on the fucking thing. It can do different shit. It can become a flame sword, an ice sword, a poison this, fucking stab people from distance, blade beams, all this crazy shit. It doesn't hurt that it's a goddamn badass design. War is awesome. Voiced by Liam O'Brien, of course. Voiced by the GOAT. Like he's Uke Take. Like once again, if any Bleach fans are in the chat right now, you know right now that Uke Take might be bitched in the manga and the anime. But that man's voice, like when he caught Byakuya's hand in Soul Society and went boom, baby, and said, "Whoa, pretty dangerous. Why don't we leave it at that, Captain Kuchiki?" Like Byakuya fucked off. He stepped down. This man who's like, the law is the law. The law is the word. I'm going to kill my own sister-in-law over the word of the law. Ugetake went, no, we're good. And he's like, he didn't even fucking stare. Like Liam O'Brien does a fantastic job voice acting so many characters. Ugetake, one of my favorites as a result of his great voice acting. And then between that and him voicing War and this weapon, it's just, there's too much to love about the Darksiders game, which is basically a love letter of, let's say, Castlevania meets Legend of Zelda meets Metroid. Combine it all up and make it a dark gothic game. Fuck yeah. Darksiders is a love letter to all the great Nintendo series combined into one.
Yep.
And the sword
What's up,
is
Virgo?
the one you use to win it. So
you said you got magical link deleted money. I don't even know what you put there. You might have made a typo. Imagine bro saying ban go ban for ban. Chaos control. Yeah. I'll pull out the Chaos Emerald. I didn't pick it. I didn't pick it on my list, but I thought about it. I did think about Chaos Emeralds. It's magical trap money. All right. I like my next pick. This is one of my this is one of the ones that had to be there. Salutations, brother. Hope you're well. Hey, you see my boy Kizaru going crazy, man? You see the light show? You see my guy? This is the Monado's power.
Oh, wait,
I could see the future.
Is Virgo against admirals? I didn't know that.
I don't know. I don't know. I just want to know if you saw my boy going crazy.
Oh, you just should. Yeah.
I mean, you're still chapter behind. He's still going crazy though. He's nice. You got the guard. Anyways, yes, the Monado I like more than the Aegis. Now I fuck with Mithra. Don't get it twisted. Mithra nice with it, but There's not a weapon in this. I have not played 3 yet. 3 is still, I think, like somewhere down here. I have not played Xenoblade Chronicles 3 yet, so maybe the main characters there, whatever, have a weapon that I like more, the Ouroboros, whatever. We'll see. But the Monado moves me, bro. The Monado is here. The Monado's got different types of art, shield art, all these different arts for different things. A lot of people think it works just how it does in Smash. That's a little different. They kind of tweaked it to work for that game, but it also lets him read ether, and he has the power to see the future. So like the future, and he could change the future a lot of the times when he holds the sword. Like there's so much more I want to say about it. Like I want to talk about the kind of Trinity processor and what it really, really was when you get to Cloud and everything. But I can't like it. That's something that I think people need to experience for themselves. But I think this is one of the coolest weapons and swords in fiction. And Shulk is that boy, man. He kicked Luffy to the Marines. Been waiting on Nairagi Baldur's Gate walkthroughs. I don't play Baldur's Gate, unfortunately. I'm sorry, sir. I can't help you with that.
I
But
want to play it. I'm with
it's
you. I want
I
to play
love D&D, and the game looks fantastic, and I'm glad everyone's having fun with
Oh,
it. But I will not be
played D&D
joining.
before, right, man?
Yeah, I'm working on a Kubera
Oh,
campaign for next year. For like I'm making like a
dude, I'm
Kubera
just
thing.
saying. I got invited because I laughed at my brother. I said I'm about to do the nerdiest thing I've ever done. He goes, play D&D. I said, fucking yeah. I finally, after all these years,
The
I
only
got
other
invited.
answer was LARPing. That's the only other.
Yeah,
That was
no
the only
kidding.
other acceptable
That
answer.
was the only
It's
other
D&D or
answer.
LARPing.
Yeah, so I actually got invited to my first campaign. I just built my character on Sunday. We're gonna have a great time tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is when I'm doing it, so
I
it's
bet
gonna be good.
I'm gonna be game master for the first time. So I'm actually creating all the worlds and
Oh,
shit.
that's cool.
So yeah, I'm very excited about it. The only real
Awesome.
benefit of the Aegis over Monado is that you get 2 hot girls with it. Yeah, and that's kind of annoying. It'll probably annoy me at some point. I'm on my Arc System bag today because goddamn the Susanna unit from Blaz Blue. Oh, Blaz Blue, I did not think about. Damn. Reaver come through with the the talisman from Jackie Chan Adventure.
Fuck.
I did not think of Jackie Chan Adventures.
I
I did not,
should have fucking. You know
I
what?
did
I'm gonna
not think
redo my
about
list.
that.
Never mind. Fuck the list. We gotta add the talisman on here.
All right,
I'll figure out
give us.
something to cut out. You know what?
Mm,
I am gonna cut this out, and we'll talk about the talismans. I'll cut this one out.
all right.
I'm gonna just add it randomly. There
Right
we go.
now?
All right. So my next pick is all right. I don't know how you're gonna find this one easily. Firefly gun. Look that up. It might be it might show up. Let's see if Firefly gun shows up. Yeah, that's it. The one where Buddy's holding it. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there it is. So this is apparent. So this is a futuristic weapon. It's from the very limited series Firefly that had one movie. It's one of the best space westerns of all time.
I've heard really good things
It
about it. Sorry, real quick. I've had it downloaded for a while. I haven't watched it yet, but it's there. Uh, I think what sorry, just real quick. What I do a lot of times is I save stuff when my internet dies and I need something to watch. And I think that was the thing that's for when that happens again. The last thing I think I did that for was the Midnight Gospel. So yeah, go ahead though.
fair. Um, there's nothing overly special about this gun. It's a laser gun. Fires bullets. It fires lasers on a cartridge. There's nothing super special about it other than it looks badass. It's futuristic and awesome. I mean, you could put Han Solo's blaster on here, right? It's just a blaster. It's just iconic. I love this series. It's one of the best series. Fuck Survivor and people who watch reality television for getting it canceled because it was in the same time slot. That's why it didn't get the views. But yeah, I love this gun. I love the design. I actually own a model of it that broke, unfortunately, for a cosplay that I did. I was doing it for a Halloween costume. It broke, unfortunately. I glued it back with Gorilla Glue, but so I do have a copy of the gun. It's just watch the series. The series is awesome. It's 14 fucking episodes plus one movie. It deserved a lot more. It was so versatile. It was such a good series. And Mao's gun particularly was to me so iconic looking. It just looked badass. It looked to me personally, and I'm a big Star Wars nerd. I like it more than like Han Solo's blaster, than the Star Trek blasters. I think it's one of my favorite, if not my favorite, futuristic gun, and that's why, or my favorite laser gun. That's why it's on the list, even though it's not remarkable in any other way. It's got the coolest design. That gold sleek, sort of blackish, like worn look to it. It's cool.
Yeah, I gotta get to this someday. I really do. I really do. Okay. My next one is the Dominator from Psychopaths. These are what. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
All
I
right.
had to have that in there. I like even solely just off the design, it's clean.
The
Look at this shit.
design, yeah, I got to give you the design.
Look at this shit.
Yeah,
It's from a
it's
cyberpunk
so good.
series where they have something
It's
called
so
latent criminals. Basically, it's like a system that reads certain things and your likelihood to commit crimes. And as lethal force is being like the system is allowing you to use lethal force, the things that the gun can do basically goes up in like destructive power. So it might just be like a paralyzing shot, then like a little beam, then like it's like imminent threat, and then it then it like opens and it like eviscerates anything in its path. Like there's like levels to it. It's just a really awesome gun. Cyberpunk. It's from Psychopaths. It's from
yeah.
Psychopaths. You guys know Psychopaths. With
I did
Makishima
not know
Shogo.
Psychopath. It
Yeah,
was so much the rage when it came out on Netflix. Like it was, everybody was talking about it for like 6 months.
2013, baby. The first season. I've seen the first two seasons of the movie. I have not watched anything beyond that, but I absolutely love this shit. So yeah, the light cycles of weaponry from Tron Legacy. I actually saw that when I was looking up weapons when I needed some extra help, but I don't care about Tron, so I didn't put it on it. But those discs are cool though. But I didn't care for those. Was that Nathan Fillion? I don't know. Was that the guy Nathan
Yes,
holding the
yes,
gun?
that's
Yes, it
the
was.
guy
Yes,
you
it
pulled up.
was.
Yeah, Nathan
Yeah.
Fillion's the main actor for as far as.
Marluxia weapon is raw. It is, but don't worry. I have the greatest scythe of all time on my list. And if you disagree, you're just not. You're wrong. You're wrong. I have it on my list. We'll get there though. All right,
Mhm.
that's mine.
All right, so my next one was gonna be Cerberus from Final Fantasy VII.
Ooh.
Uh, it was gonna be Vincent's gun, which I still like. All right, let's just shout it out as an honorable mention. If
Yeah.
Vince's gun is awesome, three-barreled shotgun in the form of a revolver, it's badass. Vincent is the best character in Final Fantasy VII. Cloud fans, come hate me. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Squall's a better character, anyways.
Yep.
But yeah.
Stop calling him
So
Leon.
Vincent,
Whatever.
yeah, there we go. So yeah, that was my original pick, but we're going with the talismans from Jackie because that was mentioned, and I can't deny it. The talismans from Jackie Chan Adventures were too good. They were so fun. That series was so good. And one more thing, Jackie. One more thing. Let me tell you,
Jackie,
is
one more
everything
thing.
in that series. Series was so, and the powers were so cool. Like I still to this day, I'm kicking myself. I saw this at a flea market. Back in the day, we used to have flea markets, people. I know, Nye and I are old. But back in the day, there were things called flea markets where people sell Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, anything. Jewelry, anything, right? And some dude was selling stone versions of these fucking talismans for $40. Now, back then, $40 was a lot of money. So my dad looked at me and said, "Go fuck
It still
yourself."
is.
Yeah, yeah. But they were made out of actual pure stone. They were heavy and stuff like that, and I wanted them so bad. I'm still kicking myself to this day because I can find plastic versions, but I can't find stone versions for under a stupid amount of money. So, still kicking myself. It's no different than I bought some of the base set cards. Like I had a base set first edition Venusaur and all that shit from the Pokemon thing worth $400 right now. My mother made me return all those cards for $20 from a friend of mine in the park. I took all his super rares from the base set Pokemon mint condition. I had like 6 for $20. Probably sell them for 2,000 by now. And yeah, yeah. So still kicking myself for that one. The talismans were awesome. They were so fun in the show. I mean, if you didn't see the show, you're not going to get it. And going to sit here explaining it for 20 minutes. So, yeah.
Virgo said
Child's
any
play.
weapon for Challenge Showdown. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at it. Like this real quick. I think my number 4 is gonna shock a lot of people. Be like, where the hell did that come from? I wasn't gonna be funny, but my next one, you have to just listen. Just listen, okay? I had an edgy phase, and some of those characters, while I'm out the phase, they still move me. Okay,
Okay.
that's like when I talk about Shadow. When I was a Shadow stan in peak Shadow era, you couldn't tell me nothing about Shadow the Hedgehog. He was the greatest character that ever existed. All
Fuck,
right,
yes, he was.
all right.
He still is, man.
Yes,
Shadow's
he is.
awesome.
That's my headshot. All right. So I actually like the Kid Icarus game on 3DS. Now it's the most painful game I have ever had to play because the buttoning is so fucking weird. Your hands fall asleep in like 3 minutes. It was the most painful game, but I love this game. P2 in Japanese, Dark Pit in English, the silver bow. All right. I like arrows. I'm an arrow merchant. And if you don't actually have a quiver and you can just create them out of whatever, I know Pit has the opposite with his light arrows. I had to pick this. I had to. That's my guy, bro. This is
So
still
that's why
secretly
you're on
my
the
best
side of the.
character at Smash. Like if I had to play for my life, I'm picking Dark Pit. Even though
That,
yeah,
that's
what?
why you don't like Thousand Year Blood War because the Quincy's lose. That's why you don't like it. All them light arrows.
But they be having these freaky deaky abilities anyway. Like, ooh, love.
Yeah, but they don't have any quivers and they pull arrows out.
Yeah, I feel it though. Virgo spinning, Shen Gong went crazy. The portal scissors from Star Wars versus the evil. I thought I was gonna be the sword from Sonic and the Black Knight for a second. Oh God, no. Dark side,
God,
pit
no,
side B. Oh
no,
God, no,
no.
no. I thought I got shot
I
to the
thought you
silver
were gonna
bow.
pull out Shadow's shoes, the cool air
I
shoes.
thought about the light shoes, but I'm like,
Yeah, they're
are they
cool.
a weapon? I didn't know.
Yeah, they're
There's
not
so
really
many
a
things I
weapon.
thought about. I'm like, is this a weapon?
Yeah, they're
So
not a weapon. They're just cool.
yeah. But shout out to the silver bow. I have to shout it out. Like
Nice.
and I spam this move when I
I
play
like Dark
Smash.
Pit.
I snipe niggas with this move. Like I snipe.
Dude, I like Dark Pit, man.
So do I. You raw.
Um, so I'm gonna go with from the Forgotten Realm series. I'm going with Driz swords, Driz Durden swords, Twinkle and Icing Death. Um,
Repeat that one more time. Forgotten Realms.
look up Twinkle and Icing Death. You'll get it. It should pop up at that.
Which
Let's
one?
see.
Damn it! I didn't pick anything from like. Damn, you know what
Yeah,
though?
there we go. So pick any image. It doesn't matter. There's
Okay.
so many interpretations as artists, you know. But fact of the matter is, these two weapons are just from one of my favorite and my only actual knowledge of D&D is through the Forgotten Realms books that my grandmother bought me for years until she croaked, which is so sad.
Rest in peace to a real one.
Exactly. So, fact of the matter is that she bought me these books, and I just kept reading them. And I knew nothing about Dungeons and Dragons, but I love this story, and I love this character and his swords that he gains over time. You know, Twinkle has. They both have magical properties, so I didn't feel bad for putting them on the thing. For example, the Icing Death is named after the dragon that they stole it from. It has +5 frost damage. Basically, when it hits when he was fighting actually in one of the I want to say latest books, it's not a latest book anymore, but he was fighting a guy with a flaming sword, and when he hit the blade with Icing Death, the flames went out because it's literally sheer cold. It's below sub-zero temperatures. You can't touch the blade. It gives you frostbite. It instantly ices you. So it's got magical properties on Icing Death. Twinkle is just one of the sharpest blades forged. Nothing special, but really cool in that regard. And they're wielded by this Drow Hunter Ranger who is just he's awesome. And maybe as a white dude, I don't fully understand all the racist shit that goes on in the books because, of course, he's prejudiced against. Everybody's racist against him and blah blah blah. So maybe I don't fully understand where he's coming from and stuff, but it's definitely a very
As far as
interesting
I'm
read.
concerned, with the way the world is now, you do. They be hating on white
Yeah,
people for
thank you,
no
man.
reason. I swear to
Thank
God,
you.
this shit is so crazy. So nah, you give us
It
some
is.
the way the world be acting like y'all just evil for everything. Like, bro, shut up, man. So nah, you can't say that. Go ahead.
Thank you. But either way, I do read these books. I love these books. I own all of them, and which is like 40 books in the goddamn series
Oh my God,
across like 25 years.
he
But
was writing his ass
these,
off.
yeah, this dude knew how to, and he writes some of the best battle scenes, like from page, like from the written word.
I
It's
love him.
very
I love a
hard.
good written battle scene. Honestly, like you just
Dude,
text. I love a
he's
good
the
one.
only one. I think he's the best I've ever read.
I respect
Like
it.
for as far as battle scenes go. Sometimes he's not the best writer, but he
Mhm.
definitely writes battle scenes like mm, chef's kiss. So
It's
either way,
definitely
yeah.
not kite and his scythe. No, it's not kite. But yeah, this is a good pick. I
So
like this pick. I like this
yeah.
pick.
So anyways, these are the swords. I was just trying to think outside the box. It's one of my
Mhm.
favorite book series,
Mhm.
and these weapons are goated. They're awesome.
I agree. So for my next one, in brightest day and blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might
Ah,
beware my power, Green Lantern's
ah,
light. Now,
ah,
if you force me to pick one core, you know I'm going with the Sinestro core. Fear,
went with the
baby!
power rings.
The
Really?
fear, baby! Come on, man. I had to. This was no way this was not going to be on my list. I was somebody who absolutely had no respect for any Green Lantern in any capacity as I was growing up until I experienced Geoff Johns' Brightest Day and Blackest Night runs, where he kind of reconfigured like DC space and stuff. And I'm like, oh my god, this is like some of the greatest shit I've ever read in my life. And ever since then, I've been a fan of Lanterns. I think Hal Jordan is the greatest of Green Lanterns. I like Atrocitus and the Red Lantern Corps with their rage. They're awesome. But the Sinestro Corps is usually my favorite because Sinestro is one of my favorite DC characters in general. So he's up there. But man, this is a power that's literally only limited by your willpower and imagination. If you have ungodly willpower and the will to fight, the will to keep going, and no fear in your heart, and you can create incredibly sick constructs in your mind, you are a demon with these powers, man. I fucking love Green Lantern. So I had to have the power ring. Had to. There was just no way it
I
was.
want to give a caveat to you on this
Mhm,
pick, except when a certain Dark Knight, because what did you say? Willpower and imagination?
mhm.
When a certain Dark Knight had it, he destroyed the multiverse. Just saying.
Mister
So
Mister
I
Wayne.
like the green. I like the powering with Batman. So I
Mhm.
do agree with your choice. The powering is OP as fuck because when you give it to the greatest DC hero, he can fuck shit up. I mean, like every Green Lantern limits themselves like crazy because the moment you give it to Bruce fucking Wayne, he destroys universes for fun.
Is it
So
that's like they reminded me of Deadpool destroys the Marvel universe or whatever it was. Those little like
yeah,
one-off
yeah.
sad ones, but fortunately, Batman's number 2 because Superman's still out. Sorry, bro. It's the greatest hero of all time. Superhero.
Dude, why would you say it when we have Spider Man?
Nah. Spider-Man could be third.
Spider Man with great power comes great responsibility. What the fuck does it can teach you fucking discount Goku?
How was he discount Goku if he came first?
I know. I'm just trolling you.
Nah, nah,
I'm
nah.
trolling you.
The Kent instilled that good American Kansas farm boy
Oh, well, a good American Kansas farm boy, you go out there
truth, justice, and the
America.
American way. America. I'm not American, but yeah. Nightwing
You
is third,
know,
Peter at
in
four.
all honesty, they would be Republican and Superman would be an asshole. Oh,
If I look at Superman, I'll be raw. Actually,
yeah.
no, he wouldn't. Probably just sit there and do nothing. They don't do anything. Probably just sit there
No,
on their
no, no,
ass.
no.
Anyways, yeah, Power Ring. That's mine.
All right, Power Rings yours.
Mhm.
I'm going with
Dick Grayson,
actually
Nightwing, Dick. I'm joking. I
it
always call him
works out.
Richard.
It works out. Now we're going comic for comic. I'm going Wolverine's claws.
Wow, we both have that on our list then. That's on
Oh,
both. That's on
nice,
that's on
nice.
both of our lists then. Go ahead.
I
I'll
thought
just.
about the healing factor, but I realized it wasn't it was more of an ability than a fight. But the Wolverine's claws 100% count as a weapon.
I got
And whether
6
you want
reasons for
metal
you to
claws or
walk
bone
away, bub.
claws, whatever you want. But how many of us as kids tied on the 3, taped up our hands and had the fucking cardboard or whatever you could make Wolverine claws out
I
of?
would just take
How
pencils
many
and
of us?
pens and just put them in between my like
Yeah,
knuckles. Yep,
pencils,
yep,
pens.
yep.
You just tape them up, and boom, you had the claws, and you were the goat, and you were Wolverine. And I always love the Wolverine claws. Have to be on everybody's list. If you don't put them, like, yeah, we can argue different video games and stuff like that, and niche thing from the '90s. If you don't have Wolverine claws on your list, what the fuck are you doing? It has to be on everybody's list. It's just there. They're iconic. They're the original. You taped up your hands. Shit.
Mhm. Nah,
They're
man.
too good.
They're oh god, yeah. Drill claw. All right, y'all ready for this? Because a lot of y'all know I don't like this series like that. But I'll be goddamn if this is not one of the greatest swords I ever seen in my fucking life.
That's it.
Tetsaiga is so busted. This sword is so broken, bro. This sword goes dumb, stupid.
I ain't gonna stop clapping. I ain't gonna stop clapping.
This sword
I'm
goes
gonna keep
fucking dumb.
clapping.
You said what number are you on? Oh my god. Hold on.
Nobody cares, man. We're just going through it.
30.
Tetsaiga's the
28,
greatest
27,
fucking sword in
26,
anime. I don't give a
27.
fuck.
I don't know, man. Like close to 10.
I
I'll
think
count
we're
in a second.
on like
11,
we're on
12-ish.
15.
We're on 18, are we?
15.
I think we're yeah, I don't know. You know what? I feel like if I look at my list, I'll know. But anyways, yeah, Tessaiga. A lot of people don't know this because a lot of people stopped with the anime where it ended originally. So they don't. I think the
And
last
they
thing
didn't
they saw was
watch
Adamant
Pokemon.
Mirage, possibly. They didn't see the next stages that Tetsaiga goes through and all the fucking dumbass broken ass shit it can do. Now I
Right.
like
Mado Zangetsu.
right. I mess with Shishomaru's sword, but he gets it like literally at the end. And then just like used against Naraku, who's like the decrepit, whatever the fuck he was doing. Huh?
Let's admit it. That shit's broken too.
It is, but like I haven't seen it in action to this degree. So just like, yeah, I like it. It's cool. Shishomaru is literally one of my favorite characters of all time in anime and manga. But like, that's why I didn't pick it over Tetsaiga, just because I've seen Tetsaiga from literally when he cuts off his brother's arm to get it, fighting for their father's fang and whatever. Then I think then is it Inuyasha's fang later on, if I remember correctly. Then it's his fang later on. I don't remember when it breaks.
He fixes it with his fang. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. That's what it was. So yeah,
So it's
Tetsaiga,
still his
Tenseiga,
father's
and Black
fang, but
Saiga.
it's
Yeah.
melded with his. Yeah.
Yeah. This sword's awesome.
But I mean, think of all the abilities it has. You got Red Tetsaiga. You got Kazeno Kiza. You got the wind scar.
Mhm.
That shit is raw. And then you got the Bakuyuha. You got the Backlash Wave. Then you get Dragon Tetsaiga. Then you get so many different types. You get the Diamond fucking.
Then that fucking
turn it
black,
into
the
a
black
diamond and
energy
shoot
one. What's it
diamond.
called again? Hold on,
What's that?
I'm trying to remember what it's called. There was the Also, remember that the katana or whatever can make like anti yokai barriers. The sheath
Yeah,
somewhat
the
tempered,
sheath
like the
and
sheath also. Yeah, like it's so busted.
Yeah, the sheath is busted, the transfer, and the fact that not just anybody can wield it, because if you pick it up, it's just a rusty fucking blade. You
Yeah.
have to be a good you have to be basically Inuyasha or somebody good to fucking wield the goddamn thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're just Shishomaru, where you're just that broken, where you can just use it anyways. But yeah, like
Mado Zangetsuha sending you to the fucking netherworld.
yeah,
like
Mado
bro.
Zangetsu. All right, this is before. Once again, let's be. This is before they had Zangetsu in Bleach. Mado Zangetsuha was made first. Let's just be clear.
Mm-hmm.
And second off, Mado Zangetsu. That's why people are like, "Oh, who wins in this match?" And I go, "What about Mado Zangetsu?" Like people were arguing all about Gojo one time in fucking JJK. Like, "Oh, this Bleach character can't stop this," and I said, "Inuyasha can do it." Why? Medo Zangetsuha. How the fuck does that not win every fucking battle? What are you talking about? Goku has a problem with Medo Zangetsuha. Like, what are you talking about, man? Like, this shit is
I
so broken.
I
It's so
think the
cool,
the
though.
final act came out well after, so a lot of people didn't see it. So I think, if I remember correctly, in the like original run, I think the last thing they saw was Adamant Barrage. I couldn't remember, like Red Ted Saga breaks two barriers. Adamant Barrage is a stronger crystallized version of that. Backlash Age Windscar, the flaming version of the sword, the dragon thing you said earlier. Then obviously then
Yep.
Medo Zangetsuha, where I'm like, bro, the amount of things
Dude,
this fucking this tooth can do.
it's too. But you know
This
what I
that.
love? At the beginning, see, this is something that stayed consistent, and that's what I worry about longer in a series. Like when people talk about Pirate King level and stuff, is that we were told from the beginning Shishomaru's and Inuyasha's dad was broken. And by the end of the series, he's still fucking broken. Shishomaru's not stronger than his dad. Neither is Inuyasha. They can break dimensions. It doesn't matter. Their dad was the GOAT. And
He was
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the younger generation not topping the older when they're already dead from the start of the series. It does not matter from a power scaling perspective, and you can just enjoy the story. They're just like, our dad was the GOAT. We are not the GOAT. We're going to be good, but we're not going to be the GOAT. It's fine.
will be
You
baby
know?
goats.
Yo, my baby ghost. And then the third Inuyasha movie, we had Tetsuga and Tensega, but
Yep.
we had Saunga, the
Yes.
third sword, which he had all three. And I
It's
love
funny
that.
because I actually have the poster right here.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, the poster's on my wall up here. I don't know how to show it.
Swords of an honorable ruler. Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in that one, it's really cool because they have that in the English dub, anyways. I don't think the joke lands in Japanese, but in the English dub, I think it's Shippo who said, "Wait, Inuyasha's dad had the three, like, because Morocco, somebody's explaining like the three swords and being like, these are the three greatest swords ever made. They are broken as fuck." And then Shippo goes, "And Inuyasha's dad had all three? Talk about being greedy." I was like, yeah. The man was so good. He was like, "Nah, my enemy, it's not going to be one of this trifecta Yonko Admiral World Government shit. No. I have all the power. Everybody else fucks off."
Yeah. I'll give it to
I
my
love it.
kids. When I die, my will is to give this to this kid, give it to this kid. So yeah, you can be the Bam James to the Phantom Minimum. All right, give us your next one.
I got it's an easy one. Thor's hammer.
Mjolnir.
I got Mjolnir. So I mean, isn't anything special realistically? I think it kind of is
It's a cool
because
hammer.
it's been so many different interpretations, and I'm choosing the one from Marvel Comics, but I always loved the idea of, like Odin said in the first Thor movie, is like, if he's worthy, he shall obtain the power of Thor. Thor, like, they sort of retcon this later in the MCU, but generally speaking, if you're worthy to pick up the hammer, you get the power of the Thunder God. Like, you can use lightning and thunder and all that shit to your advantage. You can fly. You can do all those things.
Do you like
If you're
Stormbreaker at all
found to
though?
be what?
Stormbreaker. Beta Ray
Oh, I love
Bill's.
Stormbreaker.
Okay.
I love Stormbreaker. It's just that the hammer's the original. It's
Yeah,
the OG.
yeah. Just wanna
So
say, so.
between the two, I gotta give my pick. So I give it to Thor's hammer. I don't think there's a whole lot reasons as to why it's on the list. It's iconic. It's the hammer, and I always love the phrase of, yeah, well, if you're worthy, and then we always have a discussion on who is worthy, right?
Mhm.
So
I respect
yeah.
it. Low key, I think Stormbreaker looks cooler. I think it looks cooler, and sometimes I think it
Yeah.
has a better functionality. But I get Mjolnir's a classic, man. So, all right. So obviously, what I could do here is just do what I did with the metal vessels, but I do have a favorite Zanpakuto. So I picked my favorite one specifically.
Mm.
And everyone knows what it is. It's not a secret.
Let's see it.
Senbon Zakura.
Kazuyoshi.
Senbon Zakura. Bankai.
There
Senbon Zakura. Kageyoshi. Scatter. Senbon Zakura in the English version. Byakuya is my favorite character. I actually like this is like one of those things that every time I see it, I pop. Like it never gets old. When he turns that
it
sword
is.
sideways and he drops it, I start to pop every time. Like there came a point where I was tired of seeing certain Bankais. His, it doesn't get old ever under any circumstance, no matter what. I need it. I need to see. I love watching each one just dissolve and go around them. It's so beautiful to seeing all the cherry blossom sakuras, which I know are blade petals, are just versatile. Bankai. I think he's one that has one of the most versatile Bankais, and yeah, man, this is a cool sword. It's awesome. Just can't go wrong. My wait, hold on. Zenmozaka Kageyoshi from Myriad B Kyoko Suigetsu. I'm not mad at that. My list would definitely have Wabisuke. I thought about Wabisuke. Wabisuke was my second one. Second pick actually. But it's probably my second favorite Zanpakuto, though, especially Shikai, so yeah. Fullbringer arc, I thought about the sword at the end, but I like the ability. I don't really care for the sword, so I even like
Yeah,
Senbon Zakura's design, so it's very noble,
Senbon
like to me.
Sakura is that's a solid aspect. That's a
Yeah.
solid aspect. Before I jump out just for a quick minute, I'll do mine, and it's Rita from Seven Deadly Sins. So when I said that I sort of cheated and I picked a different one, it was just too bold. But I got the sword of our man Escanor.
Raise
All right,
the sun. Salute the
praise the
sun.
goddamn sun. All right, so is this sword? I mean, this axe, is it special? I mean, yeah, this baby's special, and I'll tell you why. A dude with a power level, and yes, we're going to be power level scaling because at the time they did, with over 20,000. Our main characters were sitting at 3 at best. Tried to pick up this fucking axe, and it hit the floor. And he went, "What the hell? I can barely lift this thing. It's too short for a two-handed axe." And our man, the greatest character put to fiction in the last 10 years, swiped it from his hand with one goddamn hand. We said, "It's a one-handed axe. That's why." And fucking proceeded to be the greatest thing I've seen in manga since. He proceeded to win. He proceeded to be a goat. Every line he fucking spoke was a quotable goddamn thing. And Rita was somehow able to contain a portion of this man's cocky fucking ego and put it into the goddamn axe. It was too good. Yes, it cracked at some point, but I mean, it's Escanor. Of course it's going to crack. He was literally fighting the end of the world, and his axe didn't break, it only cracked. Let's just be real. It's so good that it limits him. It limits the strongest character, because if it didn't, he'd be too fucking good and probably blow up the earth on accident. So the man fucking uses this axe as basically a nuclear power plant to take away part of his power and store it so he doesn't blow shit up on accident. This axe is a goat. It's literally a condensed nuclear power plant, and I love it. Its design is badass. It's used
Cruel
to death.
sun. Nah, he's nice.
Cruel sun.
If I picked one, I
His
probably
voice
would pick this
thing.
one.
What?
Just if I picked up one of the sacred weapons, I'd pick this one because, like you said, when he's fighting against, was it Galan, whatever his name was, the liar, or whatever.
Yeah.
That guy. When he's like, "Bro, this is not for two hands," he just casually picks it up as he's just ripping out his shirt and his mustache. I'm like, "Oh, he's finally here again." Because I think the first time we saw him was the Vampires of Edinburgh,
Edinburgh,
and he's just like, "I'm the pinnacle of my species." I say, "Ooh, talk, talk,
yeah.
talk."
And these people, and they're just like, you're so cocky for a human. He goes, I am human. But that doesn't mean that I don't stand on the pinnacle of all races. It don't matter. Like, this man basically like, I don't care what fucking race you are. I don't care what race I
He
am.
said you're immutable.
I'm
Your immutable characters mean nothing to me. I could whoop your ass. It doesn't matter what you look like, where you
I
come
will
from.
destroy.
It does
And
not
then
matter.
he
None of that
proceeds
matters.
to do it. Like, he kills two, and we just saw our whole main cast destroyed by one of these guys, and he kills two effortlessly.
Mhm.
And he's like, yeah, well, that was a good warm up. And I'm like, what? And then once again, I mean, we know we can
He
go
said
down the
chast to fold
Escanor
earlier,
line.
by the way, Chief, just so you know. But keep going, sorry.
Yeah, I did. But we could talk about Escanor for days, but still, after once again, everything's dark and dang, our main character's dead, everything's looking bad. This man, oh, the sun's up again. Boom! Wait a minute, why aren't you affected by my command? He's got a broken ability. Escanor doesn't give a fuck with his axe in hand. He's just like, he goes, yeah, oh yeah, your ability's broken because Bond and everyone like, oh, my strength is being zapped. His ability's too broken. And Escanor's like, no, it's not. I'm walking right up to him. He's like, how doesn't my ability affect you? Well, I don't fucking hate you. I'm gonna stomp your ass.
All I feel for people
hate
weaker
you.
than me is pity. What the hell? I'm angry at you. You
Yeah,
weak.
I
Like, I'm
feel
like,
for you
damn.
as pity. Useless pride. That's my sin. I love that. He's like, you have a lot of pride, but that is my sin. Basically, like, your cockiness isn't deserved. That's my beef. You fuck off right now. He kicks his ass. Like, Rita is it. I think I'm giving it a little too much hype due to the character that wields it, maybe, but still, it's still a great weapon. It's still a
still a
great
cool looking
design.
one-handed axe, and it still has powers and abilities, all things considered. So
Yeah,
it's a good pick.
yeah, yep. I'm taking it.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Anyway, you do yours. I'll be about. So.
All right. So my next pick is like kind of like my Griever cheeky pick. And for some reason I feel like he probably has it on his too. Maybe we'll see. But mine is actually the Death Note. Next one. I think this is.
I
12.
do have that, and
Yeah.
I'll go.
Yeah.
I do have that.
Yeah. I had a feeling the Death Note. This is a weapon. This will kill you. If I got your government name, take a potato chip and eat it. You're gone. Blown back, blown away, heart attack. Get out. They're unzipping this shit. Fucking dying, bro. I go crazy with this. You know how many? Actually, let me stop. But I won't lie to you. If I was in high school, so many of my teachers would have been out the paint, bro. Cause you see, light thinking too small. You see me, I'm looking at politicians, and I'm coming, and I'm like, hey, yo, what? Hey, you don't fix what's happening in this country, we're gonna have some problems. We're gonna have some problems. Oh, you want to ignore me? I bet. Just watch them have a heart attack. You don't want to fix this policy. You don't want to. Like I'd be like light was thinking too small, bro. I would have fuck reducing like violent crime. I would have had every politician's ass on fire. You're not working, you dying. That's exactly what I would have done. It got a heavier scanner tax, fair. Oh dang, I think of that as my not gonna lie. I still find it hilarious that one guy tried to sell the Death Note. Yeah. The greatest mass destruction weapon in history, a man trying to kill a nigga but spelling his name wrong. That would be hilarious. Like, definitely you wanna like make sure you got it right. I don't get if I don't get the opera music playing in the background when I write names, I don't want it. I know I'm doing it. I'm getting like one of those classic like the vinyl. And then I'm gonna just start writing elegantly in cursive and just you're gone. A certain prime minister of a certain country will be in the mud. You're gone. So yeah, the Death Note I thought was a pretty easy pick though. This was I had it top 10 at first. I think I have it 12. I think this is 12. I think I know my top 10. I know what my 10 is because my gatekeeper. But yeah, man, the Death Note. Obviously, you can't go wrong with that. So yeah, um, Light made good use of it, but I just think he was thinking a little too small, man. That's just my opinion. Griever, are you back? Since Griever's not back yet, I'm gonna move on to my next one because we already spoke
I
about
am
it.
back. I am back.
Oh,
Sorry.
oh, I was gonna
And I agree with everything you said about the Death Note 100%. Hold the world hostage, especially those fucking asshole politicians. Regardless which way you swing, blue tag, red tag, whatever the fuck. I don't give a shit. They're both assholes. And
Yep.
at the end of the day, yeah, hold the world hostage with that shit. Yes, though I will say one thing. I would try to reduce violent crime. I would
I think
100%
I
do
just
it
think
like
it wouldn't
this.
be my main priority. I'll be like, hey,
No, my priority would be to get these fucking assholes in power that never,
yep,
get them in line first,
yeah.
and then do what we do. So yeah, 100% Death Note. It's on my list as well, but we'll get there. But I think we talked about it. You covered everything I said about it, so.
Mhm. Yeah, I'll leave the adamantium clause. We talked about that too. So, but that was my next one. Then I
Okay,
then it's top 10. I'm pretty sure, right?
I got two. Well, because you did Death Note and
Yeah,
then the
yeah, do
clause,
two,
then
do two.
I got two. So I got Liquid Metal from Terminator.
Ooh, I did not think of
I thought the
Terminator.
T1000s. I count that as a weapon. Being a totally liquid metal Terminator, fucking a weapon. The thing's literally a walking, talking weapon.
Yeah.
And he proved it. Like the versatility, the voice acting, the cloning, the copying he did. And then like trying to kill him was fucking near impossible. Like it I don't really honestly have a whole lot to say other than like how do you not see this as an awesome ass weapon?
Literally, its
I'm not
job is
saying
yeah.
I would want to be liquid metal. I'm
Oh no
saying
no no
that
no
as
yeah
a
yeah
weapon, it's it's pretty OP. He can phase through materials. We saw him do that. We saw him morph with the floor. We saw him clone people. We saw him turn into knives and stabbing weapons. We saw
yeah.
him do like a shit ton of stuff. He can impersonate. He can like it's a versatile. One of the most. That thing was fucking broken.
I feel it. Give us next then.
And my next one is the reverse blade sword from Rurouni Kenshin.
I really thought about it, but I'm like, it's just a sword that's in reverse, and I'm picking it because I like him, not because I think the sword is like the rawest thing I've ever seen.
I think
Not
it's the rawest thing I ever seen. And here, I'm going to make the argument because I X'd out devil fruits for the reverse blade sword.
I never even thought about devil fruits. Honestly, nothing One Piece really came to mind.
I thought about devil fruits as a weapon, but the reason I give it to the reverse blade sword is because, yes, as a weapon, and we've talked about it, that in the hands of someone else, does it count, or is it an ability? 100%, it's a skill issue, right?
A skill issue.
But the fact of the matter is that this man was this fucking dangerous and handicapped himself with the goddamn reverse blade sword, and he can still fucking kill with it if he so chooses. Like, it's proven in the manga and in real life that he literally it's no different than Grail in Fire Emblem slashing the tendons in his arm. You cannot draw with Batojutsu, you cannot draw a reverse blade as fast. It's going to be slower. It's physics. Physics say that the katana is formed that way in that direction for maximizing it. He's handicapping himself, still winning speed duels with this fucking thing. It's unique, which is one of the criteria we were talking about.
Yeah.
It's super unique. And the fact that he goes through the whole series with it, yes, sometimes he flips it around to try to kill people. He never really does, so it's fine. But the fact that he's able to go toe to toe with some of the best, crippling himself. And to me, it's such a unique idea. Like, I never, because I grew up, of course, with like Excalibur and stuff. Both sides of a sword are sharp. I never considered the idea. A reverse blade sword sounds so unique, and it is. It's iconic. If anybody did it today in any other manga, Naya, right? Would be like, so you're copying Kenshin. Like, you cannot make this weapon again. You can do fire powers again. You can do lightning powers. You can do so many things that are done a dime a dozen. Nobody before or since can ever make a reverse blade sword because they're just going to say, okay, now you're just stealing. Because it was iconic and unique as fuck. It's a one of a kind, and that's why it's on my list, because it is a true one of a kind. If I wrote a story right now and I had a reverse blade sword, people would say, so you stole that from Kenshin. They're like, well, yeah.
I feel it. That's a good pick. I thought about it, but I know
Okay.
I expected you to have Kenshin on here, so I'm not.
Oh, okay, cool.
Mm. I have a quick shout out here. This is just the bowler hat that Speedwagon has. It's like Kung Lao, come outside. It's a quick shout out.
Well, then I'll shout out Odd Jobs hat from James Bond while we're at it, because that shit cut metal.
There you go. There you go. All right, so this is a top 10. I know the X Guns was 10. Zanzos. All right. This is the greatest character in Katekyoshi Hitamari Bon. All right, this is my guy. This is my goat. So the X Guns were a weapon that the seventh mafia head of the Vongola family leader used, because out of a lot of the other ones in comparison, his dying will flames were a little bit weaker. So what the gun's allowed to do is kind of like compress it, almost like you're like stepping on a hose, so it can come out with more power and force, right? But Zanjis is a special case, right? Xanthus has something that has what the second Vongola had called the Flames of Wrath, which is a mixture of the storm and sky flames, which pretty much eviscerates anything in its path. But he's also using a better version of the seventh guns. So he's already OD powerful with his flame naturally, but he's adding the guns that someone uses that use to supplement their own weakness. So with that, he's able to literally fly with it. He can just basically shoot it out and just propel it and keep himself in the air. High speed aerial movement. Then he has different like techniques and stuff with the attack, but the Exagons are like some of my favorite guns in fiction because he be going stupid with them. And guess what? He's got the same Seiyu, the same voice actor as Shishio Makoto. So you know he sound raw with that Deutsumo do Kasuga. Like he
Which
sounds
was
so
gonna be which
fucking
was gonna
cool.
be one of my sword picks. It was gonna be that fucking
Mhm.
flaming sword of his. Because
Yeah.
that was the only flaming sword I've ever seen. Maybe you've seen different in anime that actually made sense. He put
Mhm.
gunpowder on his gloves and put it in oil. He actually made it a flaming sword with proper science.
That was pretty
It
good.
worked.
It was sick. Yeah, Wolverine claws we both had. Well, I had already. I think yours were coming up. Iron Man suit. I did consider using one of the marks, but I ended up choosing the power suit over it because I'm not an Iron Man guy. The Iron Man suit is cool now, but it don't move me personally. This is my favorite, right? It's not what I think is objectively, unbiasedly, impartially the
Oh,
best.
I
And I don't
love the
fucking like Iron Man. I don't like that
See,
nigga
I
at all.
love Iron Man and I love the Iron Man suit, so I'm there with you. It's just not one of my
Yeah,
favorite weapons.
yeah.
So, um, so my next two, I might as well just go over them because we already went over them. My number 10 is Tetsaiga,
Okay.
so I had that, and then my number 9 is Death Note. So we already covered that, so you can move on to yours
Okay.
instead.
So okay, all right. So bear with me. The pick itself, I know it makes sense, but which lightsaber I chose, I know it's controversial. Just let me talk real quick.
No, no,
Let
I don't like it.
let me
I don't
talk. Let me
like it
let me
already.
listen. Listen.
Okay.
All right. Lightsabers were going to be on everyone's list. If it's not on your list, you're just wrong. I don't care how you feel about it. A lightsaber's gotta be there. Now, I admit this is not it, but Kylo Ren has my favorite lightsaber design because I understood the vision. It's just in actual concept, it's fucking stupid. The idea was to make the lightsaber look like a legitimate, like old school sword with the hilt and everything. I understood. I
Yep.
get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I know the energy is not like smooth and clean like you see when the Jedi make theirs with the kyber crystal and everything. I kind of like the archaicness of it.
I
With
do too.
crackles, I kind of like that.
So,
But
yeah.
I get the guards, the hilt parts are stupid. They're stupid, but I get it. I'm like, it's just supposed to be like a regular sword, but it's a lightsaber. I kind of like it. So in a weird way, it's kind of my favorite one. But Mace Windu would be my other one. Mace Windu's purple blade, and then Kylo Ren would be my two favorite ones. So
Okay, so if we're gonna talk lightsabers, then I'm gonna go with Return of the Jedi, green lightsaber, Luke Skywalker. I'm not going with Anakin, not going with Obi-Wan's, I'm not going even with Darth Vader's, with
Mhm.
the green saber, the design. I think it's the coolest. Like, take away the beam for a minute. Take away the beam. That's the coolest designed lightsaber. Like, just as an off.
You know what? I
Yeah.
probably should have brought mine for this because I say brought mine, but I bought my dad like 5 lightsabers. I have like 5 now
Oh,
at this
did
point.
you?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's a Star
nice.
Wars. He's a Star
I should
Wars
buy
guy.
mine.
He's who got me into it. So yeah.
Yeah, my dad too. My dad too. I watched the original VHS with the Leonard Maltin fucking interviews and shit. And
Hmm.
yeah, but Luke Skywalker's green lightsaber, the green was so cool. Like, yeah, Mace Windu's is cool and everything, but I like to think of it when the beam's not there. What's the design of the weapon? And personally, it's either Anakin's, the blue one,
Hmm.
or this one. And I like this one the best. I think it's the coolest looking lightsaber handle. Like, before it's activated, it looks the best. It looks the cleanest. It looks
I'm
the
not mad at
coolest. It
that.
looks the most futuristic. And so I'm going with that because color choices, I change it up all the time. Whenever I play a video game or whatever, I change from blue to green to red to purple to, I change up my colors all the time when I'm playing a video game. So I'm just sitting here like, yeah, it's and it's iconic as fuck. I would have. I'm sorry, I grew up on them. VHS tapes were rewound a fuck ton in my house. So I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, it's got to be one of the lightsabers from this era, if nothing else. But I do understand. I like your sort of. I'm not going to say I agree with your choice now, but argument for the choice.
That's
I like
that
the
that's
argument.
that's all I'm trying to do because I'm like I hate myself for this, but I like the sword. I like it. I get it, but I like no. It's not an
Yeah,
actual traditional proper lightsaber. The energy's all
yeah.
fucked up. It's got nothing wrong. Like I get it, but it just moves me. Just
And I will say on 2 points, the chaotic energy makes sense for 2 points. Number 1, because he's brash and violent and all these things, right? So the chaotic energy makes sense, but also because he is still in that in-between stage
yeah.
of light, dark. So his kyber crystal reflects that. Basically, this one is much more in tuned. Granted, we didn't get that a lot in other movies. Well, why does Anakin's go off? Blah blah blah. But
Mhm.
I don't really care. It works for Kylo as a character. So I will admit one thing is that the chaotic energy never bothered me of the saber.
Okay. A lot of people didn't
It
like that,
worked.
but yeah.
I don't know why it worked for me.
Was that
It
both our
made
picks
sense.
for this spot then? For was lightsaber was here or was yours higher?
Oh, mine's number one.
Oh, then wow. Well, you don't have to say that. My bad. It's okay.
Oh, sorry. No, it's all good. But we were
Anyways, go ahead.
okay.
Go ahead with yours. Your number. I think is 9.
8, 8.
8.
We're on
Sorry,
8.
8. Sorry, because
Um.
you skipped 2.
So okay, yeah. So we did lightsaber, which was my number one, but we both so it's good. Um. I went something a little once again, a little crazy. Food from Toriko.
All right, hold on. You got to explain that one, but I'm listening. I'm listening.
Okay, so everything in the Toriko world is edible. All right, but in this world, people have what they call gourmet stuff, and so basically, unlike everywhere else, like in our world, it sucks. Right? You eat a bunch of calories, you get fat, and you're lazy and you're a loser. But in the Toriko world, they eat millions of calories daily. They inhale this shit. But the thing is, those things boost them, make them stronger. It's their Zenkai boost. It's their Senzu bean. It's their training. But the thing is killing the monsters,
Okay.
killing the super alligator to get their meat, to eat the meat to get stronger. Once again, you got to be strong enough to kill the alligator in the first place, right?
Them bambina testicles. What it's called,
Yeah,
bambina.
that's Bambina. Yes, that's right. They need to eat Bambina. one of the 8.
Keep talking, brother. I'm listening. I'm taking a quick tinkle. I'm listening on my phone.
Okay, yep. So the full course of Toriko has to be on the list because it's 100% the most unique weapon on anybody's list, and I'm going to stick to that argument. Yes, we have the notebook. Yes, we have the Philosopher's Stone. Yes, we have other things. But who the fuck would say an ice cream cone is a weapon of mass destruction? There you go. We're going from we're not doing apples to oranges. We're doing apples to nuclear fucking weapon. It's so cool. It never gets old. Throughout the entire chapter run of the series, it never gets old. They find new foods, they eat them, they find new ways to eat them, soups and sandwiches and blah blah blah, and different meats and different drinks and different this and different that, and they all do different things. Some things are versatile, some things are not. I mean, it's amazing. Like, once again, Toriko needs a continuation. I don't know why they fucking signed off on Build Game. They need more Toriko. But I would argue that the food of Toriko boosts up the characters and gives them their... it sort of works... It's probably my biggest Hail Mary on technically is it a weapon? No, they don't exactly...
In my opinion, this is your only miss. Even the Pokeball, I ended up agreeing with you. I don't know if I agree with this one, but I'm not mad at it though. I don't know if I agree.
Okay.
I think you made a good case,
So,
all things considered.
yeah, I mean...
They said Big
And
Mac is a weapon of mass destruction. Why? Because it clogs your arteries.
Yeah. I mean, in the messages, there's a good argument for, I would say the real weapon are the gourmet cells.
Or the appetite demons or something, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, the appetite
Or
demons
that
are technically
ability. I don't know.
They take it in. So, I mean,
That's
if
tough.
you want to argue that it's not the food and
Mhm.
not gourmet cells, then I'll just go with the chef's knife.
Okay.
The chef's knives are fucking broken in that series.
Mm.
They literally can cut existence and matter and space and time and shit. So I'm definitely putting something. I don't care what argument you want to make.
Something Toriko.
Something Toriko is my number 8. I
Fuck!
don't care what it is.
Knife!
Toriko has weapons.
Juden?
I don't care what it is, but it's awesome.
Okay.
So
I'm not mad
that's
at
what
it.
I'm going with.
All right. I want to make something perfectly clear before I make this next statement. This is not a good show. It fell off season 3. Though I think season 4 was fine, it was the beginning of the end. But we're not going to pretend for a second that Monty was not in his bag designing pretty much like 70% of these weapons in this game, in this show. And first up, because this is the one I think that has 2, is Ember Celia. Shotgun gauntlets. Okay? So she punch, she kick, she go crazy. But also, in her fucking gauntlets, she has a shotgun. She be punching and shooting bullets and missiles and all kinds of shit at people. It's so fucking raw. When I seen the yellow trailer back in 2013 when Ruby was coming out with the R, W, the B, and the Y, when she was fighting the 2 twins, I have never seen this in an animated thing in my life up until this point. After this, I've seen it here and there, but they were playing footsies like a fighting game and adding feints, like faking punch, like I'm gonna punch and then counter with something else. It was so fucking good, guy. It was so fucking sick. Like, I'm sorry. I don't care how much I hate this show. When I think about these shotgun gauntlets, I'm like, this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in the history of my life, boy.
Okay, because I've never seen it, so I don't know. No, you're good.
No, Weaver, I got you. I'm about to no, watch this. No, we're going to YouTube. Just watch this.
I mean, I probably will.
No. Like, look at my stream.
I'm
pulling it up. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm
Dude,
just going.
you don't think I
I,
you don't
I'm.
think I'd actually jump in a call and not have your stream
You know
lit
what?
up?
Some people do, and I don't ever get mad, but it just but yeah.
Dude, that's common courtesy. What the fuck? Is it because we're Canadian? I don't get it.
Maybe
Like,
on
we're just nice
the
people.
nice
All right, let's
Canadians.
see it.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
I have to make it a little bit
Oh, I
smaller.
like these dudes. These gangsters with red glasses. Let's
Yeah,
go.
I'm not gonna go through the whole whole thing, but I'm gonna show you the part where she starts fighting. Like I think it's clean. They kind of cleaned up. Oh my
I'm good,
god,
man.
they kind of cleaned up a bit more later, but this is when Monty Umo's still doing the choreography. But here we go.
Yeah, that's the classic smirk with the boom, baby. Yeah, all right, I like it. The right, y'all. She's standing up like, let's go, bitch. Oh, I like it. I like it. Oh, yeah.
You said you should propel yourself with it too? Like, bro, this shit's gas.
Yeah,
This shit's so fucking
It's
raw.
a Matrix Reloaded shit. This is what this looks like. The Matrix Reloaded. Yeah, I'm good with it. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, dodging bullets, jump up, boom, kick. Yeah, the acrobatics are on
but we should
point.
teach her a lesson.
It's reminding me of Prince Persia, Matrix.
Reload? Look at the reload.
Oh, there we go. Hello, Bill. I've never watched Ruby or whatever. However,
Okay, it got bad. The creator died and everything.
Wait. Okay. Fine. Oh, yeah, I like the camera action. We're doing the whole Stalin Gohan boom boom boom.
Look at the fade. I was like, oh shit, are they footsies? I said, oh shit, are we doing?
Yeah, alright. I see why you like it.
Alright, I'll leave it at that. But yeah, like listen. That show with the absolute shit. And
But
later,
my question is it the weapon that's letting her do that, or can she just do that normally?
what do you mean? Like her fighting capabilities are something that she learned whatever, but like the shotguns and the beams coming out from the sword,
Or
that's
from the weapon. Okay.
yeah.
Then it counts. It's fine. Cool.
Yeah. Showman's the red trailer. What if there's another weapon on the list? It's not time yet. It's Empress Cecilia. But yeah, I have to show you guys Empress Cecilia. Anyways, I love this weapon. All right, give us your next one.
All right. So I thought long and hard. You got to put a Gundam on the list.
Okay.
But I went left field and said, fuck Gundams. And I went Escaflowne. I said, I'm going with Escaflowne because the difference between Esca I picked a lot of Gundams. Freedom Gundam, the Defender Gundam. I would have picked a lot of those. But Escaflowne, first off, he's got a cape. He's a Gundam with a cape, so he's already awesome. Second off, he's a Gundam that's powered by the heart of a dragon, meaning you literally need to, and this is in the show, you literally need to go and slay a fucking dragon, take out its heart, before you can even power one of these things. So you're already a boss because you slayed a dragon if you have one of these fucking things. And Escaflowne, in particular, see that cape? It's not just for show. He transforms into a literal fucking rideable Mobile Suit Gundam dragon that they can fly. And he's got a badass sword. So not only does he look awesome with just the cape and the aesthetic and all that shit, but the cape is actually versatile. For once, this is the only time I've ever heard of a character who has a cape, and it looks badass, but it's also versatile because it becomes the wings of the dragon. It becomes literally like bat wings from Arkham City. It's like, and boom, he gets the wings.
That was clean.
So let's go Escaflowne as one of the best weapons, better than any Gundam. Granted, if it wasn't that, it would have been the Freedom Gundam from Gundam Seed, but still, Escaflowne, yeah.
Um, Escaflowne is something that I know I watched it a long time ago when I was young, but it's one of those things I saw as a kid, and like people start talking about, like I remember watching this, but I never really like revisited it. Like, what's the show with? Fuck, I can't remember the show's name. That's crazy. But there's a lot of shows that like I watched like on TV as it was going, and I
Mm-hmm.
didn't like I never revisited a lot of them. So like I just kind of vaguely remembered it from my childhood memories, but this was one of them from
Yeah.
way
And let's
back in the day.
let's if I know you can't play it on Twitch now,
Mhm,
but look up Dance of Curse Escaflowne.
mhm,
That's the music, and you'll probably remember that sound because it's just it got crazy violin and everybody got go for it. So it's
mhm,
you know every time Escaflowne transformed into a dragon, they would always play the Dance of Curse, and it
mhm.
was just it's goaded.
Yeah. All right, guys. Simi would be proud if he was here, but he's not. I got the one and only, in my opinion. This is my opinion. I don't care if you pick Avalon or Excalibur. You're fine. My favorite noble phantasm, you mongrels. Yeah. Yes, sir.
You going with
Gilgamesh,
Gilgamesh?
Gates of
Yeah, I
Babylon.
said it. I said it
Yeah,
last
come
time.
on. I'm not telling you what this shit does. You ain't play Face Day Night, I'm not telling
Gilgamesh.
you. Just know this is the greatest shit I ever seen in my life. I'm not telling you what it does.
I like it.
I'm not spoiling it. But I think the Gates of Babylon that was asked earlier. I think it counts. I think it counts because it's weird because it's like storage of all of his noble phantasm and weapons, and you'll just fire them at you. But I still think it counts as a weapon totally. Like Gates of Babylon is probably like something I would have said, so I'll talk about that more. But yeah, if you know what this noble phantasm does, come on, dog. It's so raw. Like Nasu was really in his bag when he was really like fleshing out Tight Moonverse stuff at the very beginning. Like I really think he was like in his bag. I don't really fuck with all this Fate Go and all that shit. Now this
Yeah.
Saberface stuff now, not me, but Face Day Night, Fate Zero, and even Apox
Can
Trio,
I
whatever it's called. Those three, I'm cool with that. I like it.
can
But
I
this
give
is,
a shout out to Ryder though? I want to
of
give a
course,
quick shout out to Ryder's Phantasm.
of course,
It was like granted, I agree. Gilgamesh's Phantasm is the best one.
yeah.
But Alexander the Great Man, I mean,
And that was awesome.
with literally
and I-
his stuff.
and I feel
Like
bad for
it,
anybody who had to who kind of I really feel like sorry real quick, Fate is one of those things like Star Wars, and if you watch Fate, I think if you watch Fate Zero, you I think people who watch Fate Zero first enjoyed Fate Stay Night less because it's a 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3 situation. So
yeah,
even though it's a prequel, it's something you're supposed to watch after because of knowledge that you
I
have there.
did.
Well, yeah,
I
yeah,
did.
yeah,
I
yeah.
was one of those people. So I think I have more respect for Ryder as a result. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. So you could just
Because
say
what's
Gilgamesh
his
if you're
name?
pushing. Fair, fair.
The one trying to save his wife, Kata, uh, the dude with Arthur from Fate
Wow.
Stay.
We're talking about not Shiro. The assassin.
The, the assassin guy, yeah.
Why can't I remember his
I
name right
love
now?
him to
What the
death.
fuck is wrong with me? He's a great character. I can't
I
remember.
am with him
Enuma
100%.
Elish. Yep.
He is the reason I continue to watch because I was like, yeah, that dude, he has
Mhm.
every right to be in this. Like
Kiritsuguru.
all
Yes, Kiritsuguru.
he's
Guru.
doing everything for love. He's doing everything for love.
Yeah.
And I feel it. I feel it. I'm a married man. Some apparently my wife tells me happily, but I'm a married man and stuff like that. And I love I've always been romanticized with the idea of anybody that's fighting strictly for just not stalker love or any of that bullshit or unrequited love, but just straight up, I love this person. I'm gonna do like it's gold to me. It's always gold, and I'm always behind that character. So that's what actually got me into Fate was his character.
I like
All right,
I like a lot of
Kira's
I like a lot of Type Moon stuff, but Fate is actually not my favorite Type Moon thing. It's a Garden of Sinners. Karen no Kyokai. That's
Oh,
my favorite thing there. Tsukihime is pretty neck and neck with Fate, but I like Fate. But I think a lot of people like it more than I do. But it's super dope. Anyways, go ahead.
all right. So my next one, it was brought up in the chat, and I said nothing. Chaos Control.
Oh, the Chaos Emeralds. I'm gonna pull mine out in a second. I actually have two. I think the rest. But yeah, go ahead.
Chaos Sphere. Chaos this, chaos that. You'll see the new Chaos Control. We got
Chaos
the
Energy,
Chaos,
man. If you read the comics,
and
you know.
obviously we got the green Chaos Emerald as the OG. We got the green Chaos Emerald, but Chaos Emeralds as a whole, they turn Shadow and Sonic. Fuck Silver. Don't care about Silver, but they turn
You don't like
Shadow
Trunks,
and
bro? Oh, Trunks. I'm joking. Go ahead.
dude.
I don't fucking like Silver either. I like Blaze more.
I'm not into either one of them because I have been after Sonic Heroes. What did we have? We had 06, and then we had the Werehog thing, and that's the last time I played. Once Sonic went downhill after Sonic Heroes, people argue Sonic Heroes wasn't good. So after Shadow the Hedgehog and stuff, I think I played 06 and stuff. But anyways, but yeah, Chaos Emeralds. What can we say? Both Nine and I can go on and on about how good Sonic Adventure 2 Battle is.
Yes,
Greatest
sir.
Sonic game of all time. But at the end of the day, Chaos Emeralds, they turn to Supersonic, they're badass, and Shadow introduced them as a weapon to use Chaos Shield, Chaos Spear, Chaos Control, baby.
Mhm.
This man took Sonic to the next level. He can teleport. He's a goat. So yeah, Chaos Emeralds, 100%. They're a weapon and they're awesome. They
And
turn them Super Saiyan. I don't
exactly that too. That shit raw. I don't care. I don't care
get
how
it. Yeah.
much of a cop what the one that is. It's still gas to me. I'm
Yeah.
gonna reach for the stars, even though they go pretty
No,
far.
you got that image up there, and I'm still thinking, live and learn.
Hanging on the edge of tomorrow.
I'm still doing that Crush 40 shit, man.
Crush 40 was the GOAT. You could tell me
They
nothing about
were the
Crush
goat.
40.
They did Sonic
I hope they're
DX.
still around. They still good and they living well. I hope they're good. I don't know what they've
They
been
are
up to,
still, yeah.
but
That music's still on my workout playlist. I don't give a fuck.
I feel it. All right, Gunblade. Gunblade Raw. I don't have
Oh, we
anything else
got
to say.
Gunblade
It's a
this year.
gun and it's a blade. I think this is Squalls, right?
Yeah, that's Squalls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I picked Squall because Squall is the first person I know that ever had a Gunblade.
Yeah.
I have no like. I don't think that's what I add. I think it's one of the coolest things I've ever seen. It's like the Gunblade. That's it. That's all I got. Yeah. That's all I got.
Dude, I don't think like it's on my list too. It's my number 2.
Mm-hmm.
I have nothing to add to what you said. Cypher's is cool too. It's a one-handed version. This is the two-handed version, which is Squalls. I have the Griever necklace that is on the end of the chain there. I have it. I wear it in every video. So some of you guys know that. My wife bought it for me, and she was like, "Why are you so happy? $15 for the cheap silver." I'm like, "You don't understand."
They don't get stuff like that. They think monetary value is what means something. It's not what this means to me, and the fact that you got it for me, like that's why it matters. Nah, they don't get it.
Oh, she recorded it. I was half drunk on my birthday, and she fucking bought it for me because, of course, my birthday is New Year's Day, right? So she bought it for me. She gave it to me New Year's Eve after midnight, and of course, we had a New Year's Eve party. She gives it to me, and I'm laying there on the bed, and I'm like, "You got me, Griever! You got me, Griever!" And I'm fucking crying, half fucking drunk, and it was a fantastic time. But anyways, point is,
thing got me on my OLED Switch and Zelda and everything. Like, Tears of the Kingdom. Oh God, I love you forever.
yeah. No, like sometimes, see, what I like about my wife, she knows I'm a nerd, so like she bought me the whole Dragon Ball Z box set, all manga volumes, all in one thing.
Mm.
And she goes, I don't get why you like it, but here you go. And
This
oh
is
my
Lightning's
fuck, this is
Gunblade
the
if you
greatest.
want to take a gander, guys. Keep talking. Sorry, I'm just showing them another version.
So, oh yeah. But anyways, yeah, no, the Squall Gunblade. I hope to one day own a
Lionheart.
legitimate metal
That's what it's
version
called,
of
right?
it.
Or no, am I wrong? The Lionheart? It's been a long time. But anyways.
Yeah. I love it. It's fantastic, and that is not wrong. Like, how do you not explain? It's a gun with a blade, and the best part is that I may or may not remember, but your critical hit damage meant when you timed it, you would slash with a normal attack, and if you hit the R1 button at the right timing, you would also squall. Basically, what's supposed to happen, it would do a critical hit, but what it was Squall basically pulls the trigger as he slashes, so he cuts you and then fires the gun.
Yep.
So it gives explosive damage at the same time. It's awesome. It's amazing.
Okay,
The
well,
Gunblades go.
all right. What's next up?
I got Zanpakuto for number 5. We sort of already talked about Zanpakuto when you brought up
What's your favorite
Byakuya.
one though?
That is honestly the question. And I have a hard time. I just put straight up Zanpakuto. It's either gonna be fuck. Every time I try to say it, I say Eisens instead.
Oh, Kyoka
It's
Suigetsu?
Shunsweets. Yeah, I don't mean Koikatsu Getsu. I mean Shunsweets, which is
Oh, I don't know what it's called, but I'll just Shinsui Kyoraku. I butchered this, I know. Oh, it's okay, I'll give it to I know he'll give it to me. What's it called? Is it Katen
yeah.
Kototsu? Katen? Whatever? Anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, either way, it's dual scimitars. I love it. Or scimitars. Either way, I love the design of it. It's so cool. It's the only supposedly dual bladed, true dual bladed one. We learn later it's not really, but and Yamamoto bringing that up, but knowing the history of it makes no sense. But whatever, plot holes aside, it's just the design of the Zanpakuto and Shikai is too cool, and he's dual wielding. Dual wielding always, gets my panties wet. So yeah, that one or just the OP-ness of Ryujin Jaka. The name alone is just Ryujin Jaka, and it's just a fire sword. Nah, this shit melts the entire fucking world. Fuck off. And I was like, wait a minute. So we went from, like, it's just a fire sword. No, this ain't just a fire sword.
This
This
is
is,
the fire sword.
yeah, I'm going to melt 3 universes if I don't sheath this fucking thing in 5 minutes. I'm like, so this ain't like leaving the microwave on. No. This is something totally different. So Ryujin Jakara's overall might is stupid. It's broken. First off, Yuha should have died because this shit was just too good. So yeah, that's my number 5 though. It's Zanpakuto in general, but if I had to choose one, it'd either be Shunsui or because you took Byakuya, which once again, another contender. Byakuya's Senbon Zakura is another. And can we argue, just really quick, can we argue Benihime's design is really cool? Keys case?
Let me look at it. Benihime. I don't have it in my head like that. Oh yeah. This is beautiful. Yeah. It kind of reminds
Yeah,
me of the kind of like Chinese style blade that I tend to like from like thing. Like a
yeah.
little bit
First off, it's a cane sword, which is
yeah.
classic, but also
Love
when
that.
it's transformed, it looks gorgeous. Like it's a gorgeous design. But
Like
if I was to pick a Shikai, that is my favorite, like regardless of ability, I think it'd be Renji's.
oh okay. I know how to do that.
Because like the Zabimaru has those multiple blades. I've never seen a sword design like that. It looks really cool.
Mm.
And the fact that it's a whip but a sword, it works. I think it's the most unique one.
Yeah, I
Oh, you
like
got
these.
Cardcaptor
Yeah,
Sakura up in here.
I like. No, I'm saying I like these like his sword. I always loved it. Like since a kid to today, I'd never not liked the sword. I just think they look cool. Like they're kind
Yeah,
of more
it's
like
a classic. It
yeah.
looks like a classic like Zelda sword almost, like the sheath, the
It's
green and the gold, you know? Like
it's
it
fire.
looks yeah.
Hmm. I'm a bum, so half the time my instinct response is Zangetsu, Benihime Rosflux, So Zabimaru, Saka Teppo. Yeah, all right, it's time, baby. It's time for the greatest scythe of all time. This is the only scythe.
Oh,
I love scythes. I could have a I feel like I could have a top 10 scythe list. But you guys ready?
okay.
It
All
is
right.
Crescent Rose. Everyone knew. This is also from Ruby. It is a scythe and a sniper rifle, bro. Yo, this shit
I'll
is
give it to
so
you. I'll give it
gas.
to you.
This shit is
That's
so
not my
gas.
favorite size, but I'll give it to you.
I hate this fucking show now. I hate what it's become, but boy, is this shit raw. And Crow's like sword one that turned into a scythe is a close second for me. It's really cool. The uncle played by Vic Monaganya. But yeah, man, this is it, bro. This is it. Um, I gotta I gotta show you it in action a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
I gotta show you, bro. Let's go to YouTube. This is the very first trailer. Red trailer. Ruby. Let's go to when she starts kind of like at first when she's fighting, she's just using the gun, and then you'll see when she just man. Oh, bro, what a good, what a
I
simpler
got a
time in my
lot
life.
of love for size. So
Yeah, Sice and Tonfuzz are things that I've always liked for some reason. I don't know why.
I always love Darksiders 2 Death's version of Scythe because he can use the full Grim Reaper normal Scythe, but he also like puts them into
She she murked them wolves, man. She murked them. Yeah. This was the very first thing I saw of this. I'm like, what is this? Ah, it's the
that
greatest thing
was
I've ever seen.
pretty clean. That was pretty
Yeah,
clean.
yeah. So that's my favorite scythe ever. What the? Oh no, I'm too
I
low. I'm
get you.
too low. Anyways, yeah. Give me your next one though.
My next one is so once again we talked about Zelda. There's a lot of contention for the obvious pick, the Master Sword, or the Triforce, or dare I say it, Bomb Shoes, ahead of their time. But I'm going with the masks in general. If I have to pick one, I will. But the masks from Majora's Mask.
I mean, Fear's
I'm
deity, right? Like that's just the goat.
Yeah, I mean that's the goat. That's the one you pick. But I mean the Zora mask, doom, 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 baby. Ah, like, dude, we had a fishbone guitar, epic.
Yeah.
So who knew that putting on masks in a video game would be so awesome? So yeah, I'm going. If I had to pick a mask, yeah, Fierce
Oh shoot,
or the Majora mask. But technically, we don't use it. So, but
I'm gonna put
whatever mask you
YouTube.
choose from Majora's Mask as your favorite weapon, I would definitely 100% because it's so unique. It's versatile. We've never seen it again, and I hope we don't see it again. I think it was unique to that game. It's not one of those things that you're like, yeah, I really wish it would come back.
Yeah.
It's like no,
It makes Majora's Mask what it is and special because of like I feel you. I wouldn't want it really rehashed. If you
yeah,
really had to reuse the mechanic in some way, do it differently as a kind of small callback, but don't make it a mainstay gimmick or something.
exactly because the manga even did it with all the manga did it and said that basically Termiel is this place that's actually an alternate
Termina.
dimension.
I think it's Termina.
Termina, sorry, not Termiel. Termina is an alternate dimension.
Yeah.
Most
People think
fans
it's
believe it.
Link is dreaming and he's already in it's like he's dealing with his grief of losing
Navi.
Navi, and the fact that in this world he lost all his friends because they don't know him and he didn't go on the adventure that he went on because they stopped getting him beforehand and put him in the sacred realm. But I think it's a
Right.
parallel. I don't over theorize, but sorry, keep going.
Yeah, I mean, regardless what theory you believe, the idea is that because remember the original game, if you check the original box artwork, there's an adult Link mask. Because the idea it wasn't Fierce Deity Link or God Link. It was adult Link. You turned back into adult. The idea is that young Link doesn't have the power anymore, and this was going to be and it was still a really dark game. But we all know it. But
You
the
could still
idea
tell
was
that he
that
got like experiences carried
yeah,
over because when
he kept
because I never forget when he was jumping, he was flipping and hopping. Like, oh wow, oh shit, you flipping and
yeah
dooping it. Like yeah, like
he
but he's still,
actually
but he has
so
a child's body again. Yeah,
yeah. The problem is he's the hero of time in a child's body.
yeah.
So he feels powerless, and when he gets the adult Link mask, he can become him again. And there was a whole way darker storyline set for the game about not rush like peace is like yeah, you might not be appreciating a whole different kettle of fish, but they went with the fierce deity Link stuff. The manga handled it very well. But the idea fierce deity Link is just this destroyer. He's this demon. He's still so fucking cool. That design is like people go Dark Link. I go no, Fierce Deity Link, man. Like he's what we want. So yeah. So if I had to pick a mask, it'd be the Fierce Deity mask. Obviously,
Mhm.
runner up would be the Zoro mask because being a Zora and being Milwaukee or whatever and being doom 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 doom, doom baby. It's too good. It's too good singing along. So but yeah. It would be too easy to pick Master Sword, Triforce, anything like that. So I went a little outside the box with Legend of Zelda.
All right, this is the one I'm secretly the most excited to share. Do y'all see
What do
that?
we got?
That's a safety pin. That's a big ass safety pin she fights with. I'm gonna pull up the GIF. Give me a sec, cause this will make it more clear. I don't even like this anime. It's not good at all. I think it's called Rolling Girls. But bro, that goddamn motherfucking safety pin she be flinging around moves me tremendously. I need you guys to see this.
Okay.
She just flipping that shit around like she be fighting with a safety pin, bro. Like what the fuck? Like this shit's so gas to me. Like every single fight she's in, I own them. I have it. I own it. She was going crazy, stupid, dumb. It's called Rolling Girls or The Rolling Girls maybe. But yeah, um, that's all I got. Like who have you ever seen fucking carry around a safety pin, a big ass safety pin, and
Ever.
fight with that? That shit is so cool to me. That, like I've never seen that. Like I've seen big scissors, I've seen all kinds of different things, but I'm like, is that a safety pin she's fighting with? I'm like, I need to watch this off the strength of that alone. And yeah, that's it. That's all I have. Just the
All
safety
right.
pin moves me. I love it.
Okay, so my number 1 and 2 were already discussed, lightsaber and gunblade. So my
Mhm.
last one is my number 3, which is it was hard to pick which weapon from the series, but I'm going with the OG, the One Ring from the Lord of the Rings.
Ooh,
Realistically, like if you want to just count the
my
rings of power in general, and I
precious,
don't mean that Amazon shit show. I mean the actual rings of power. But
precious.
the One Ring to rule them all. That thing can destroy an entire world. It's too good. It's too good. And it's a fucking ring. It's a very pretty ring. It's got the most beautiful language ever put to paper on it, in my opinion. Tolkien said, yeah, no, man. my calligraphy is way better than any language in the world. I'm just gonna make a whole language out of my calligraphy. He
Mhm.
did. It's the best. It's goated. But the One Ring is. I mean, now, do I even need to explain? I think this feels like
It's
the
one of
One
those
Ring.
things when you say it, they should just get it. Like I get it, you know,
Yeah,
like,
you get
like
it. I
no,
don't need to explain why the One Ring is the One Ring.
yeah, no other words need to be explained. Yeah,
Yep. So I'm just gonna end with that. The One Ring. So
okay.
there you go.
So I guess then the next three are me, unless you want to say anything with the gunblade
Yeah.
and stuff. And the killer,
Well, yeah. I mean, we already talked about the gunblade, the
mhm,
lightsaber, blah blah
yeah,
blah. Those are my other two. So
yeah.
you go off, man.
So I got the keyblade number 3. I picked the way to.
Oh,
I picked.
heart. Yes, another. Yeah.
I
Okay.
picked my favorite keyblade, which is the Way to Dawn. Because Riku's my favorite character, and when I was back in the day, I thought those were the coolest thing he ever said. I walked the road, the road to twilight. So he's gonna mix lightness and light and dark together. Oathkeeper, Oblivion, Earth, whatever. I hate Terra, but one of Terra's keyblades. Like, there's a lot of really good ones, but this one's always been my favorite because of what it represented
There's.
me to Riku, and I hate that he got a different one in 3, kind of. Though I think having a card key was kind of a cool concept and idea. I just don't think it looks better than this one. But keyblades are awesome, man. I love keyblades. No matter how much I may not be high on Kingdom Hearts anymore. I'll never not be like hype about keyblades themselves. Like, that shit is raw. I
I
love
would
them.
argue the OG Keyblade, but
I like the.
also
I actually like Kingdom Key D more than the OG one, the one that Mickey had with the inverted colors. I like that one more than the original Keyblade. Actually, honestly.
I'll, I'll give you that one. But and also was it Birth by Light was Terra?
Birth by Sleep is that game with
Birth by
Terra,
Sleep.
but Terra has this one like version of his Earth Keyblade later with like this bunch of like little.
Yeah.
I I don't.
Ever since trying to do that ice cream fucking mini game, I can't play that game anymore.
Oh,
So
I understand. I understand.
I
Yeah.
was trying to see that was back in my platinuming, like getting trophies.
Mhm.
So I was trying to get all the trophies, and that game fucked me. It fucked me so hard. So fuck Kingdom Hearts, man.
Nah,
But
some of
I
the
do love Kingdom Hearts. I
some of
really
those
do.
mini games were not fun. 'Cause I remember the first one I played Birth by Sleep. I absolutely under no circumstance engaged with the Mario Party board.
Hmm.
They're not learning to get some broken ass shit from there. I'm like, well, hold on, what am I doing? So yeah. All right. This is another one that I don't want to spoil too much of in case a lot of you are going to watch Scissor 7, but it's the 1,000 Demon Daggers, man. This is one of the coolest fucking swords I ever seen in my goddamn life, bro. This shit is clean. So to kind of explain it, right? It's a sword that can separate its razor sharp edge, like the shards there, look like diamond little glass things you see. This is like a sacred, like holy demonic blade that you have to beat a guardian to get it. But it could like split apart, and it's sick because I've seen him like send the fragments through a barrier, cut it from the inside, and all kinds of stuff. It's like they said this is the reason the list was made. Like, low key, I'm not low key, but it's one of those things when you see it in action, you'll get it. You'll get it. This is it's so dope how he uses it, especially when he's in his mode. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna spoil that, but I absolutely recommend this Danhua. Shao China, he putting out gas, and everyone already knew what number one was because I talk about it all the time. This is the greatest sword I've ever seen in my life. This is the pinnacle of blades. This is the sword of evil's bane. The
The
sword that cuts through
master
the darkness. The sword that
wait,
can
whoa,
repair itself
whoa, whoa.
whenever it wants. The absorber of sacred light. The master sword. The master sword.
Wait. You didn't pick the giant's knife?
The Bulgarian blade? No. Now is
No, not the big
are
bomb
its
blade, the giant's knife, the one that breaks, motherfucker.
no no. All I need is the master sword, and I'm good to go. That's all I
I'm with
need.
you. The sword of evil's bane. Let's go.
Classic, iconic. Ah, um,
Yeah. As I
making the
said,
Master
it
Swords
was on
raw,
my
drawing
list.
the
It
Master
was on
Swords
my
raw,
list.
powering up the Master Sword is raw.
Yeah.
I've not. This has never not been like my favorite like fictional weapon or sword or anything. It's always been ever since like Ocarina. I'm
I,
like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
like, no, you and I, we can both admit that we're. And there was a Big Bang Theory episode back in season 1 that said like, I want to start a sword collection. Do we really start with the Game of Thrones sword or blah 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 blah? And my first thought was, if I were to ever start a sword collection,
Hmm.
it'd be the Master Sword. 100%. I'd have to buy a legit sword. That's the Master Sword. I don't care how much it would cost. That's how I would start a sword
I even
collection.
watched
I'm
those
nervous.
videos where they like forge it and they make a real replica version. I'm like, yeah, make that shit. You know, look how fucking sexy
Yeah,
that
I
shit
would.
is.
I mean, I would buy it. I don't give a fuck. I would totally own the Master Sword.
At
I
someday
know.
I will have a Master Sword, the sheath and everything. One day. It's not yet. I don't have fuck
Oh
around
yeah,
money like that right now, but when I do, I'm getting one. Promise.
no, I'm with you. I'm with you. It's the money. The money is what. This is what I
Mhm.
said. So what we need is NZT for 2 weeks. We
Yep.
we get our money, and then we buy everything on our weapons list, and we're good to go.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. So yeah, this was all this considered. This was fun. I really enjoyed your list. I think you had some really cool picks or whatever. Just popping in to say
Oh,
Kite's a
thank you, man.
fucking loser and the weapons suck and no one better mention him. No one did mention him, so you're good.
Oh,
Kite.
but there was also some on your list, and especially the chat. The chat had some great ideas that both of us went. Ah, shit.
Talismans, Omnitrix.
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys picked a lot of good ones that I didn't think about. All thing.
yeah.
Mhm.
But when we do that, that's my also problem with the waifu list is that I feel like I'm missing so many people. Like like I have no Penelope Cruz or Salma Hayek characters on this fucking list, and I'm going, what? Like I love these women. Where the fuck are their characters? And they're not there, and I'm like, fuck. So yeah, so going across all fiction for weapons, waifus, regardless, is always going to be difficult. You're always going to miss shit.
Yeah.
Are we sticking? By the way, waifus. Are we sticking to the 20?
Um.
Because you said that was Thursday.
Yeah. Do you want to add any more or
I can if you need me to, but I can stick to 20. But let me know now. Let me know right now. Like if you want to do 30, we can. But
Mm, I think that one will have like 4 people. I don't know if you want to sit here for 6 hours. Let's just keep it at 20. But add an
all right.
honorable mention, a shout out, so like you have 22 in total. So yeah.
Lost saying top 50. We need it. No, we're not doing 50.
I don't have 50 waifus, bro. I promise. I really got like
No, nine
I really got like 6, and then the rest of them like, oh, I like them a lot. I'll put them on you, you know, like, but
lost.
yeah.
What you don't understand is that what Nia will do is he'll take 50 to 41, and all he'll do is praise my mother. So, like, that's not really a top 50 now, is it?
We need a reborn run back stream length. You weren't here. You weren't here when me, Simi, and Glam went 6 hours. Were you? Were you? I think he was. But yeah, we did top 30
I
video games. You
usually am
watched that one. You watched that one. I remember you watched it because you were commenting. That was a big chunky boy. I said, Jesus Christ, I'm dropping the 6 hour.
I'm usually in your streams, but a lot of the time I'm doing it on my phone when I'm working.
Mm,
So I have like the headphones plugged in and I have listening, and I feel bad because I can't text, because if I
yeah.
text then I'm distracted, you know. I'm either doing dishes or something, like, you know what I mean? But I'm usually in, just so we're clear, everybody in Naya stream. I'm usually in when I'm streaming. If it's not Tower of God or something that I don't follow, if it's a general one,
Mm.
I'm usually in here. I'm just not chatting.
That's
So
I make that problem with a lot of people's videos because I have them on in the background sometimes when I'm watching, but I'll just like it and I don't comment. And I have to do better with
yeah,
that
yeah.
because I like it. The most important thing I focus on usually is giving them a like and watch time. So I'll have it on in the background or something. But yeah, I gotta do better with commenting. I forget sometimes, and
I
sometimes I'm like not on my account, and I'm like, oh, they might not know this is me, so I gotta like switch accounts and then watch it again. And so I'm like, ah, so yeah.
Yeah, I do it all the time, man. It's usually
We
like
still waiting on
you
that
know,
Demon Time stream he promised us? It'll come. I didn't say this was happening this month. I told you this week is lists. We got lists. We got lists tomorrow. We got a list Thursday. We got a list Friday.
hentai
List Saturday.
recommendation. Wait a
Yeah.
minute. I just saw hentai recommendations.
It's a top. And it's a top 50 smart one. But yeah, Higurashi will
Obviously,
come when my
Bible Black. I'm
Higurashi. I have to
bringing.
push it next year, unfortunately. But I'm gonna start the year with it. I have to push it to next year. I don't have time. And with like Mario Wonder coming out, Legend of Seven Stars. I'm gonna play Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. I have goddamn. I've been going through my backlog decently well. Like I'm on a roll right now. You just gotta let me do it on my own time. But I promise him because Timmy got that shit for me in like 2020, and I haven't played it yet. So I feel bad. So I gotta get there. So yeah, look up.
So we're doing waifus on Thursday, right?
Yes. Tomorrow I'm just doing my top 30 comics.
Okay,
Unless you,
yeah. Is anybody else in the waifu thing?
it'll be me, you, and Simi,
Okay. All right.
from what
Cool.
I know.
Cool. Um, I got my list. We're doing 20.
Mhm.
Fantastic. I have two honorable mentions, but I can get through them really quick on that one.
All right.
Um, and some of these I feel like are going to be cross board, just like this one was. So,
Ooh,
yeah.
you
And then
cheeky.
we got anime manga at the end of the month, right?
Yep.
Which are
That's
two
the,
separate lists. You said.
yeah. Like I used to do them together, but for the sake of this one, we'll do anime one night and manga the other night. I haven't been in order yet. I don't even know which day we're doing what. Just have them ready.
Okay. All right. I'll get that ready over the
The only
and
thing,
I'll be
the reason I agreed to do it because I'm not my list hasn't changed minus one thing. So I'm just using the same one I used
mine
last year.
does honestly because for example, certain things like
Listen, junkyard
there's
dog
no
MK3.
Gundam Seed manga.
As always, I appreciate the Patreon. Shout out to the Patreon gang. Shout out to the CBLs, man. We need y'all here. Y'all be loving Bam. I feel it. But shout out to the Priest of Fire, man. Y'all might be the real CBLs because they be loving Brilith. It's Brilith gang till I die. But a big, huge shout out to the Fifth Zen Gods. Shout out to Lazy Dragon, Lucky Roo, Makai, Revenant, Scope, Shoddy to Your Body, Simi, Tikos, Tino Brown, Zachary Cooper, Zodiac Nemco, Zyler Scotty, 5:28 a.m., Big Abdel, Big Allen, Andrew, Childish Nujabis, Tris, Fairs, and Johnny Rogers. Your support is greatly appreciated. I'm going to be making a subscribe star and making a big content push at the end of this year. So hope you guys will continue to support me. I really appreciate it.